What's up, gamers and everyone else? That sounds incredibly not cool. Wait a minute. I take that one back. Hold on. What's up, gamers and gamettes? I should stop this bit. We've
lost the plot.
We haven't even started. I should stop.
Please stand by for technical difficulties.
Yeah, we're getting hit by a car. We're going back to the intro.
Do.
Hang on. Let's go back to the intro. I think I have a...
Oh my god. Is that the full... It better not be... Okay. Alright, get hit by a car. Hi, nerds.
Where's my...
Ow!
Oh.
Amazing.
Objection!
Anyway, welcome, friends.
Hi.
What we're going to be doing is, for those of you familiar with the stream, you are pretty familiar with what you've seen in front of us, is 9 kobolds surrounding a woman. What's going to happen next might surprise you. We're going to take 3 of them aside, and we're going to start to explain what I'm actually doing here. So, we are here on our Sunday. Our normal PMD crew is here alongside us. Unfortunately, the next couple weeks, we've got a couple key voice actors that are going to be busy. We have very important people to the plot in the next couple episodes. So the next couple weeks are going to be not PMD, but it is going to be PMD, just a different PMD. See,
Wow.
we have been privy to a wonderful D&D conversion series of books that allow you to play D&D characters, but PMD. So let me just drag this onto stream. Yes, the Pokemon Mystery Dungeons and Dragons Handbook. Basically...
Thanks, side.
Hey.
Hey,
It's the best side effect.
I
side.
was literally just playing with the person that wrote that book.
yeah. And, side
Yo.
effect, you know what else is wonderful? If you want to load up the Kobold Friend campaign, we can drag your Kobold into what we're about to do.
Oh
'Cause
my god.
You guys
Okay.
are going to be an example.
How
Anyway,
do we even do that?
Subjects.
Let's get you back over to this map.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are we in
Oh,
kobolds or...
Just everyone gather up somewhere. Don't worry, this is gonna be fine. Gather around the camp. Y'all are having a fun time camping. How about that?
Yeah. Never mind dead bodies.
No, there's no more dead bodies here. This is your camp now.
yeah. Just ignore the 422 above my head.
You can fill up your health. If you reset yourself back to normal. Okay, alright. So, this companion series of books is designed to work with D&D 5e to basically allow you to play a myriad of Pokemon in D&D. Caught my attention because they did an alphabetical order and they started with the best Pokemon. But
Debatable, but go on.
yes, but this should allow for, making a character in that process. So what I did was I looked through the book, and then I looked through the starting things that you can kind of get in Pathfinder. You can literally just slot this in as, like, this is my level 1 character build, and for ancestry feats that you'll get later, you'll just have to find something else. Like, just search the general, like, everything to see, like, oh, hey, kitsunes get this, so, goblins get this. This could work for, whatever. But since this is all homebrew on top of homebrew, this is going to be a bit interesting. So what we should do is we should probably explain what I'm talking about. This is tabletop RPGs. Those of you who don't know, you roll dice, things happen, you fight, somebody wins, somebody loses an arm. It's D&D. It's a storytelling medium with a bunch of wonderful people. Oh look, a bunch of wonderful people. Hi.
Hi.
Oh,
That's
hello.
Wow.
It's
No.
us.
Rar.
Well, anyway, there are a couple ways to do it. A couple rule sets. D&D is the primary one, and there's many different editions of that. But Pathfinder is an alternative system made by people who hated D&D. Why? Wizards of the Coast. Long story short, licensing and stuff. Pathfinder's the Linux to Windows is D&D. If that makes
Accurate.
sense to anyone who... Okay, whatever. But
Powered by the apocalypse is the Mac.
But Pathfinder, the great thing is, because it is an open license, you can kind of just do whatever you want with it. They don't care. As long as it's properly, whatever, they don't care. So, this wonderful module was made for Pokemon to be converted into Pathfinder, or into D&D 5e. We're going to try to basically wheelhouse what is written here as a basis to building a character in Pathfinder. A system that I'm very familiar with and honestly I rather like. One of Pathfinder's key differences is every turn you have 3 action points that you can use for various things. You move, you attack, you reload, you cast a spell, any of those things, you want to run a skill check. That's the basis of the system. You have 3 actions every 6 seconds, because every turn is 6 seconds. So basically, you have 3 things you can do in that time. You want to jab your sword out there like crazy? You can, but there are penalties. If you want to try and fire off a couple shots of your bow, you can do that. You want to cast a big spell, or that's going to take a little time to cast, you might have to use all of your action. If it's a shorter, quicker spell, you might be able to fire off 3 of them super quick. Boom, 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 you know? So it allows for a bit more malleability. And of course, everyone gets a reaction. You have 1 reaction every turn. You have to use it as a reaction, and only specific things that trigger off of reactions can work with those. So it's sort of like if I can use it, great. If not, it's not the end of it. In this system, attack of opportunity isn't innate. It's something you have to earn. So that way you don't have to worry about, the mage got surrounded by a bunch of thugs. He's going to try to run away and get beaten to death before he even moves an inch. No, this gives that mage a little bit of leeway to get out, As long as they don't have attack of opportunity, which is more like a monk feat now, or any unarmed or even later on regular armed warriors can get. But it has some balance tweaks. It has some things. If you've seen whatever D&D's new system is, it's almost like the other way around. With Pathfinder 1e was based off of D&D 5e. Pathfinder 2 seems to be whatever they're basing the new D&D system off of with its action economy. But yeah, we've got a bunch of veterans of our Cobalt campaign here, as well as a bunch of wonderful people who are interested in seeing what the hubbub is all about. We're going to run a little campaign, hopefully, and see what happens. But today we're going to help build some characters and whatnot, and see how it's going. But this is mainly just for the PMD crew to help them out and give us something to do over the next couple of weeks. Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
some folks already had some ideas of what they wanted to make.
Yep. So using this system, this is basically going to be, there's leftover rice, Abby. Oh no, I'm still getting through my bowl, but I will take it.
Dangerous.
It's really good rice.
I'm sure it is.
Can I steal some?
How fast can you get here? Too late.
In an alternate timeline?
Too late.
Is it too late for someone to join? This would only be for the PMD VAs. This is just a very quick thing we thought of literally last minute. Like a message on Friday.
Speaking of, where's Doubt?
Yeah, we had a couple people that were interested. I think that was one of the reasons we weren't able to run today.
Yeah.
Doubt's here.
Oh, I missed you. Sorry.
No, wait, it wasn't Doubt. It was, I believe our Grovile is currently at a convention.
Yeah.
So-
Brace.
Yep.
I
that's-
think Tank.
I believe
Yeah,
Tank.
Tank too.
Yeah.
It also is Mother's Day after all.
Yep.
Yeah.
So not everyone will be here. People have Mother's Day commitments. That's perfectly understandable.
Abby, I had a character concept to run past you,
Sure.
and I might need help making the sheet, but I have the concept.
Okay. So I'm curious. One of the things I suggest to new players, Path Builder 2E. Are you using that at all?
I had no idea this thing existed.
It's
Please, for the
amazing.
love of
It
God.
is literally the easiest way you can build a character.
All right.
It took me like 3 weeks to make a D&D character. This is like 2 minutes.
Okay, give me a couple of minutes with this.
Yep.
Because if I can make the sheet by myself, I want to surprise you with it. If I have to start talking, I'll start talking, but give me a minute.
Go for it, yeah.
I can probably shoot you class suggestions if you don't know what stuff is.
Another wonderful site I'm going to send your way, Archives of Nethys. Everything Pathfinder 2e is officially published on this website. All resources, all books. Yes, you can buy
Everything.
them. It doesn't
It is
doesn't
the
have
Linux of D&D.
it doesn't have the story paths. Those you actually have to proper buy by.
The
But-
bestiary's on there, though.
Yes, it has literally all that you could ever want for your ancestries, for your archetypes, for your various backgrounds, and of course, your classes.
This is officially endorsed by Paizo, yes?
Yes, this is officially endorsed by Paizo. They are
Okay.
actively putting the information out there. They want people to play their game.
Cool.
Unlike Wizards of the Coast.
That's like the exact opposite.
Now, D&D does have a similar tool, but is entirely like open source and fan made and not endorsed by WotC at all.
And if they
Also,
could
the-
make money off of it, they probably could.
Well, also, the quote-unquote similar tool for D&D requires you to buy the books individually at, like, double the price.
It is not D&D Beyond.
It's
There is
No?
it is a website called 5e Tools.
Isn't D&D Beyond the one that fits that description of being this and blessed by WotC?
D&D Beyond is the one blessed by WotC. The one that I'm thinking of is not blessed by WotC and has literally everything D&D you could think of.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
It even has homebrews, actually. I've been using that.
It does have an option to add homebrew, yes.
Yep,
It's
I am
very
gonna go.
nice.
I'm gonna go get more rice. I'm gonna be back because this is my food for the next while.
Also, yeah, that's true. D&D Beyond is owned by WotC.
Yeah, D&D Beyond is the... That's what I was saying. When you said it was, like, this, but
No,
less,
it's like
I don't know.
not capitalistically evil.
It's entirely like
It's free.
fan made.
It's a Wikipedia.
It's Wikipedia for 5e. It's great.
Yeah, 5e Tools is a lifesaver.
Yes.
I feel like I know the rules better than some of the other players in my campaign sometimes. Because I have the website open and I'm just like, huh, this is what you're supposed to roll.
Checking what, being uncertain enough to check instead of assuming that you know what it actually is helps a lot.
Yeah.
Like my DMs had to check the actual book for a thing, and I was just like, oh, I have the information literally at my fingertips.
Yeah. Also, a lot of new features that Roll20 has added recently have come from 5e Tools and their Roll20 enhancement suite.
Nice.
So whilst Abby is gone, Ferris, what were you thinking?
Oh, whilst Abby
Hold
is gone...
up, she
Never
just got
mind.
back.
Oh.
All right, I'm back.
Well, let me... I'm gonna build it. I'm gonna build it, and then we can talk about it.
Okay.
Speed Demon Abby with the rice.
Look, rice. It's very good for you.
Correct.
Yeah.
But
Rice
yeah,
and beans make a complete protein.
yeah. Honestly, black beans and Parmesan cheese. Oh, so
Oh,
There's a reason there's staple foods all across the world.
good.
true.
Anyway, so because this whole campaign and this book series is built around the idea that whatever Pokemon you're going to be playing is still a D&D character, in a way. You're still possibly using weapons, armor, whatever. Do your thing. I catch my breath.
Literally ran to the kitchen for more rice.
Literally. Obviously, any of the classes before you are available. I would probably steer away from uncommons like Gunslinger and Inventor. They're a bit more complex. But, you know, any of these that you feel like might fit what you want to bring to the table, go for it. Since this is also homebrew, I will put a stipulation out there. Spells and abilities, I would like to have at least some sort of connection to what you are playing. So, if a Grovile suddenly spits out a burst of flame, yes, you have access to it as, like, a Magius that you're playing, but, like, could we make it, like, not fire, and like we'll like tweak it to be like, okay, it's like a seed bomb or something.
That kind of works. The animation already looks like an explosion in the games.
But it's also like trying to find like, I don't want to have types be like something we have to track all the time as well. I understand, you know, grass goes to water. I'm probably going to put like a simple simulation of like, all right, like 1.25 or 1.5 times damage. So it doesn't take away from people who are like, I'm sword and board. I can't use my elements. I can't do as much damage as someone who does.
That's kind of why the creator of the thing is just like, yeah, no, we're not, like, Pokemon types are completely separate from D&D elements.
Yeah. If we want to try to integrate that in, we can. If not, I'm okay not.
I think it would be cool, personally.
Yeah.
I would rather a fireball do extra damage to a grass type.
I would say so. I would say we can do extra damage, but I'm not going to make the modifiers super big, so you can't like whip out 1,000 damage at level 2.
How about 1 extra die of damage?
That could work. Because
That's logical. Or 1 less if you resist.
I was gonna say, would that mean 1 less if you're resistant to it?
it depends. If you're rolling a 1d6.
Obviously not.
No.
0.
I think it's
Maybe,
Go ahead, Afra.
I was going to say maybe an additional penalty, like a -2 to the attack.
Or
That's
just,
not-
it has a resistance. Like how the card games work. Where you just lose 30 damage. Where it would be like a resistance in Pathfinder or Tabletop.
Ooh.
Where you lose 3 off the top and that's it. Would that make
That'd be
sense?
fine.
Yeah, but then that doesn't really stack, or does it?
The card games at a point did away with weakness is just a straight 2x, and did like weakness plus. I think it was Gen 4 card game actually, where like weakness was like plus 10 or plus 20 damage instead of just it's immediately doubled.
Welcome, Sass, by the way.
Hi, Sass.
Damn it. I'm trying to sneak in.
You cannot hide
There's-
from us.
Look, I
There's
see
no
that
sneaking
lovely
here.
icon for your Fugi tech down there of the Lucario and Weasel. That's wonderful.
How's your voice feeling after last night?
Man.
Oh, was there a lot of screaming?
There was a lot of
Death Road.
screaming.
Death Road happened.
Ah. Welcome, friends.
Pretty sure with
Yeah.
Sass, screaming happens quite often.
You're the one who came in and I had to yell bitch at you, Moifia, buddy.
Oh, now all the pieces are coming together. I see,
TLDR,
I
Abby, we
see.
had a dog on the last run of the night, and everybody in chat found love, and the dog was tragically killed because of my
Yeah.
stupidity on the death road, and now everyone's demanding Cher gets revenge.
Oh.
It will happen eventually.
Like it was 20 minutes and my whole chat was rioting.
Looks like I need a PvP for this one.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh,
I actually got one idea of how you could handle damages, come to think of it. There's a background called Energy Scarred in Pathfinder, where it gives you a scaling amount of resistance equal to your level. How does that sound?
Let me take a look at it. Exposure to a significant magical event overloaded you with magic energy. Perhaps you were exposed to dangerous levels of magical energy when you were left near death, or built up over long-term exposure or power source of magic. I.e. being your element, I can feel that. Choose 2 ability boosts. One must be Constitution, and the other is a free one. Your initiate magical trick is primal. Choose acid, cold, electricity, force, fire, negative, positive, or sonic.
Right, that might be another one. Or energy
Yeah,
resistant. Yeah, I might not have looked at the right one.
Yeah, I'm thinking that Abby's looking at it from because that's elementally infused.
Right.
You said something scarred.
Energy Scarred was the name of it.
Anyway.
Interesting. It is not in the general.
Yeah, no, it has a legacy one, though.
Ah.
Yeah, that might be wise. It might have gotten a name change.
But yeah, not for... I just mean like, if we're doing Pokemon types, having resistance equal to your level kind of makes sense for whatever you resist, and then weakness to whatever you don't.
I can say that. Yeah, resistance equal to your level. I can feel. Yeah, if you have a resistance to that type, it's equal to your level. If you have 2x, that might be too much in a lot of cases. Because if you're 2x weak to something, then
being an ice type is horribly crippling.
Yeah,
Found it. It's under regional.
I would think just like no doubling up weaknesses in strength. That would make it more fair for solo types.
I would
what
say
if your solo type is resistant to multiple?
I mean, yes, that would be dragon.
I was thinking water types too, because they're resistant to both fire and ice.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's fire and cold.
I mean, we would basically have to just either A, we're using the element system that's in Pathfinder, or B, we're throwing out the element system that's in Pathfinder and implementing a type table.
Yeah, that's the hard part is about like insects.
Yeah.
There's no elemental insects.
Exactly. Like, Force, I can say for myself, like, as a psychic user in my Friday night campaign, that lives on Force. But I could also argue an Aura Pokemon like Lucario would be using Force. But they're not the same thing.
Yeah.
So, you know.
I'd say wing it for now.
Yeah, I would say we can just wing it for now. Once again, this is all DM fiat. We're building a system pretty much.
Yeah.
I like the idea of resistance equal to your level, though.
Does Pathfinder have a fairy damage equivalent? I don't know if there's fey damage. Like, what different...
Wouldn't that be radiant?
Maybe. Pathfinder... Yeah, because Dazzling Gleam, I would call radiant.
Radiant would work.
Fairy is the closest thing to light element we got.
True. I will say, so everyone here, I did a very brief at the beginning of stream explanation of what Pathfinder is and how that system works. Would anyone like that again?
Says?
I mean, sure.
Okay, so
Sting it in.
with a lot of tabletop systems, there's a whole bunch of different types of energy systems. The big one for Pathfinder 2e is every turn you get 3 actions. Some things will take 1 action. Moving what is the equivalent of your ability, if your move speed is 1 action. Hitting somebody with a strike or launching a bow from an arrow is 1 action. Certain spells can range from 1 to 3 actions depending on what they need to be or what their prerequisites are, how big of a spell they are. So you start to dig into the action economy. Your first attack won't have any penalties, but every subsequent attack you do within that turn gets a -5 to its accuracy. So the second attack is -5, the third attack is -10. So it's a lot harder to hit with those subsequent attacks. Same thing for ranged. Ranged also gets that penalty, so you just can't fling out 1,000 arrows at once. There is a penalty baked in. Skill checks take 1 action, so if you see a strange enemy on the horizon, if you want to burn one of your 3 actions to do a skill check and try to learn what its weakness is before casting your spell, then that can be done. That can be arranged. Basically, in this, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be trying to convert a D&D 5e book to work in the Pathfinder rule set. This is basically going to be used for character creation purposes. This Pokemon Mystery Dungeons and Dragons Handbook will be used by just the first level of every character. I have linked our lovely players this lovely site called Pathbuilder, where you can basically just very quickly, for free, build out your wonderful character. So I can load up my Kitsune Psychic level 8 from my Friday night campaign. This automatically allows me to pick from a variety of things that are baked into Pathfinder. Obviously, for Ancestry here, if we're going to be using something homebrew, then I would have probably just swapped over to Human. And I would ignore the 2 free boosts that I get from a human, and instead I would be going back over here and I would be grabbing the ability boosts from my ability score increase here. So it says my intelligence increased by 2, my wisdom increases by 1. I'm going to basically keep those rounded as basically I would then take those boosts and be like, okay, well, I have a plus. Every 2 points you put into a stat gives it 1 score. So if I'm going to up my ability score twice, then I would have a 14 in int, a 12 in wisdom. And that would then reflect on the way my character sheet works in the game. I'm going to just steal, like Lindsay here. Her strength is 0. If I was to upgrade her strength to a 12, or whatever, those would just be the ability modifier at the end of the day. And we would then continue to add the other things on top of it. Because depending on the other factors that go into building your character, there's going to be other changes. So let's make a new character altogether.
I would suggest another potential alternative, which is to just grab this, like, whatever the species is the closest to your Pokemon.
Yep.
Like, if you're a lizard, just pick Lizard Man.
Pretty much. Because that's also going to give you something that D&D wouldn't give you. Every 5 levels, you gain an Ancestry feat. Ancestry feats are basically, your heritage is this, and these are the powers it unlocks as time goes on. We're going to ignore the level 1 Ancestry feat, and you guys can just take whatever's written in your Pokemon. So I have Psionic, so I just start with Mage Hand, always recharging. If I take a long rest, I only spend 4 hours sleeping. Close range teleportation. Instead of walking, I can teleport a distance up to my remaining movement speed. So basically the way I would interpret that is each turn I would get a teleport, and it could be anywhere from 25 to 75 feet. Well, actually, the range on Abra movement-wise, I think it's 30 feet. So I can spend 1 action to teleport 30 feet, spend 2 actions to teleport 60 feet, and spend 3 actions to teleport 90 feet. But it also says here, instead of walking, this is like a single thing. It's implying that you can only do this once per turn. But to be able to teleport in and out of battle would be very fun and very interesting ways of, like, weaving around. You cannot use this again until you take a short or long rest. Basically, yeah, confirming what I was thinking of how to run it. And it gives you your languages too, but obviously we're just basically running common this whole thing, so it doesn't really change for everybody. You've got common. Congrats. Everybody's got common. I'm not doing a language hop thing. Brain can't comprehend that.
Oh yeah, imagine not. That'd be confusing.
Hey, sorry, this water type only speaks.
Bark, 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 bark.
I speak dog. He wants a belly rub.
Hell yeah.
Told you. I told you I speak
Everybody
dog.
gather around the Artie.
Bark, bark,
Oh, side
Pet
wants a 2.
DRE.
bark.
Aw, pet.
Yep.
Another thing that this
I'm
whole
keeping.
book does, in PMD, a Charmander and a Pikachu can take down Giratina. Kind of.
Like,
Yeah,
more like a
they
Charizard.
can take down.
They can fight gods.
Yes,
Yes, they can.
I'm a punch Rayquaza in the face.
But basically, the whole idea is your evolution is less of a stat boost and more of something that you wear as part of your story. So there's not going to be major stat changes or anything like that. Obviously, if your evolution changes your typing, your evolution changes your typing. But we're trying to keep things simple here because this is a homebrew on top of a homebrew. We're 2 levels deep here.
I've been trying to adapt this thing for weeks, and I'm only starting to get headways now, so
Yeah.
there's a lot.
There is a lot. The thing is, because it with Pathfinder, if I go back to Kitsune as my starting thing, and I'm actually playing as an Abra, I will just From here, I will make a character level 1 Abby. She is going to be a charlatan. Sure.
Oh dear.
Why not? That was the first thing I saw.
It's funny that you picked Kitsune because Kitsune has a base right now.
She'll just be a false medium is actually really funny if I'm actually playing as a psychic. Actually, that's kind of funny as hell. But Kitsune starts with the ability boost of Charisma and a free boost I can put anywhere. Instead of that, I would be not even putting my initial boost into Charisma. I would be diverting that directly into my 2 int, 1 whiz. So already that is our first major modification. Our built-in ancestry feat here, gone. We don't see any of this, but at level 5, we can take our second ancestry feat, which because the book does not cover anything past it, I'm okay pulling from D&D. And if I look at an Abra, I can see that they have these claws. The whole line has little claws. So if I want to take from Kitsune retractable claws, me as a DM, I'm fine with that. I am perfectly fine with that. There's a canon-like thing. It's already balanced out for Pathfinder. Go for it. You know? If you want to do something where like you're a Zorora and you pull Kitsune lineage and you get like hybrid form or myriad form or shifting faces or anything like that, hell yeah, go for it. Get your illusion ability. But if I'm a Grovile and I'm looking at the, if I'm looking at all the things and I don't see anything, I could go and pull from, all right, well, Leshies have a really cool ability. It's not based around the lizard folk that I started, but it's like chlorophyll, my actual ability, like an ability or something that I'm saying Grovile can get it. I don't know if Grovile can get it, but it would be something where I could be like, okay, I can justify this being on a Grovile, and I as a DM would be okay with it. Your mileage may vary.
Another thing to add on to this, the second tab has like uncommon like heritages. There's a bunch of elemental ones in there. There's literally fire people.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think I immediately looked for and spotted? Okay.
Yep.
Like, I'm not original.
We're letting Sass be a fire buizel then?
Whatever, like, if this is allowing you to build whatever you want to build, I'm giving you guys the tools to make whatever Lego thing you want. Whether you want to build a full-ass NASA rocket, or you just want to put a couple pieces together and say, horsey! I don't care.
Oh, very funny.
Wait.
I'm
So,
having too much fun.
Funny question. I can play Mew, right?
I would say you're restricted to anything not in the Pantheon.
The PDF has no stats for actual legendaries because they're like world-ending threats.
Yeah, they're actually deities.
Yes.
Yeah.
They're not in
No,
the PDF.
the other complimentary book that comes with this literally has a deific table of like, oh hey, Ho-Oh, the god of rainbows and hope. Rayquaza, the titan of the sky. Mew, the ancestor primordial. I would say if it's in the Pantheon, we're probably not going to let you play it, and you're lucky if you see one of them.
Yeah.
That would be the equivalent of seeing a Pathfinder god.
Yes, it would literally be like seeing a Pathfinder god. So,
hey, what's up, Arceus, bud?
me and my buddy Arceus, me and Arcee.
Cute.
Oh, believe me, this is totally not a weird way to reference the Wednesday campaign. My buddy, dear God, over here.
Oh, I'm having a little too much fun. Who gave it?
I have a question about light visions and such.
Mm-hmm.
If you're dark type, can you just have dark vision?
I mean, no. Dark vision, I would have to be justified. If your Pokemon primarily lives in a cave, I would say I can be justified in giving it dark vision. But dark vision does have a strategic advantage on the battlefield. And I don't think I can just justify a dark type just having dark vision. If it's like a Luxray with X-ray eyes, maybe?
I don't know, I don't think I could see a Luxray having dark visions or a tiger.
No, it would be like low light vision.
Low light vision sounds fair for all dark types.
I would say low light vision is probably a baseline for a lot of different pokes, but not all of them. It depends on what the poke is, and we can kind of go into the weeds of stuff like that later. We're still explaining a lot of the base work here.
Difficult to try to find ancestries and such that actually make sense, but I decided to go for a hobgoblin for Nidorina.
Aww.
Dude, I went with lizard folk.
Actually, I was gonna say if you're making a poniard, there's the android ancestry.
Or you could just go human.
That's what I ended up doing, was just going human, because there isn't anything that really fits Oshawott that well.
Mm-hmm. But once
Well,
Yeah.
The reason I went lizard folk is for the razor claws feet.
I mean, doesn't poniard on the PDF literally give you claws like that already? You wouldn't need to be in lizard folk.
I see I'm not the only one who picked claws on my features.
I'm still trying to figure out whether I want to go with Gripply or Lizard Folk.
I will say, remember, you're only building for level 1. These characters are temporary for the point of testing, not for actual, like, a long-term campaign.
Yeah,
Well,
not
it's
like
mine's set up for a long-term campaign if it ever happens, though. I'm always planning for the future.
yeah, we're assume we're not picking genetics yet.
Yeah.
So you could just make your character as a human.
You can literally, it is probably easier to just pick a human because you don't get any of your ancestry feats. Your first level ancestry feat is whatever the book says. The book that has the list of all Pokemon in it.
Will do.
I better
Okay,
go look and see what the fuck Weasel's under.
I literally just left both heritage and ancestry empty personally, because
Ability.
that's what your genetics are.
Yep. So Weasel,
Yeah, I'll
Fossil,
just-
you get +2 to your Dex, +1 to your Wiz checks. Size, Weasel can be 2 to 3, so 2 to 3 feet tall. So you were size class small.
Yeah.
Floatzel is medium. Speed, your walking speed is 30 feet. You have swimming of 40.
Ooh.
You have the ability Rescue Ranger. You have proficiency in survival. The great thing is Pathfinder has survival. So instead of proficiency, the way it works is there are 4 levels of skill you can have. Technically 5 if you count untrained. But basically everyone starts with untrained as their skill. And as time commences and your skills grow and whatnot, you get more and more skills. So let me head on over to my Friday night campaign where I can show off a character that's a bit more leveled up. We'll show off Aberdeen's skills, which is my girl. I'm gonna just
Girl.
Music.
Oh, sorry. No, please. That song's good. Keep it going.
Okay, sorry. Yeah, you're gonna have to mute the music, so just mute that stream. But anyway,
I mean, it's 4th strata music. I love it.
so basically under my skill tree, you can see I have various different skills. And if I was to open one up, I can look at my rank and see there's untrained, trained, expert, master, and legendary. And each level will up my roll. So right here, with nature, if I was to make a nature check, untrained, I would have +2 to my roll. If I am then suddenly trained, I get +10 in that. If I'm an expert, I have +12, +14, and +16. The better you are at a skill, the more it goes up. Just being trained in something already gives you a heck of an advantage.
Oh, you guys are gonna love what I'm doing for Brianna for this one shot.
Hold breath for Weasel. You can hold your breath for 10 minutes. That's great. Tailspin. While underwater, double your moving speed as a bonus action. I will say it will basically, you can use an action if we're in a combat to double your movement speed.
Whee!
So-
I'm speed.
The thing is, you would have been doing that already because you just using 2 actions to get from A to B would get there.
True.
But there are technical situations that come up with certain spells like haste and loose times arrow that would become useful. So it's good to have in your pocket for the niche times it will come up. And Lifeguard. As a bonus action, you can touch a creature and bring it a number of feet equal to your remaining movement speed. You must be moving away from a hostile creature or effect. This movement does not provoke attack of opportunity. So, basically, you can save somebody in an aquatic situation at command. And it gets them out of that situation without an attack of opportunity getting procced. So I would say it's a good set of ancestry feats to start with. It doesn't give you any clear or distinct advantage in combat, but what it does give you is some useful tools and kit that can help you build out your character. I would look under similar ancestries under any merfolk or aquatic folk, or if you wanted to go more the otter or bui, go and look under any mammalian ancestries and see what's available down there for your level 5 and so forth ancestry boosts.
And like I said, there's the fire ones.
Yep. Oh, I was on a character sheet.
What were you thinking, Reggie?
I'm just looking at Gujo's abilities and I'm like, hey, you guys like fortune effects, right?
I mean, yeah, that sounds pretty good.
Mostly because I have a bunch of stuff which gives advantage.
Right, but rolling twice in this.
So that would be translated as fortune, most likely.
Yep.
So that's effectively the same thing, just with a different name.
Yep. So the great thing is, with sheets that are complete, the Roll20 page just does 90% of the work. I've given you guys access to this campaign through a link on the channel. Should be pinned. Basically, if you hop over here, you can easily make a character and get started building things out. I go under my good NPCs and open up Abby Test. This is basically the quick Abby that I whipped together for that 15-minute video of me doing the quick conversion for the first time and passing it off as me knowing what I'm doing. But basically, here is how you would fill out your sheet. So once again, we're looking at an Abra. It starts with, I'm going to go back here and just revert it back to normal. A Kitsune start, we're going to ignore that it starts with Charisma and a free boost. We're locking into the 2 boosts that we get from Abracadabra Alakazam, 2 in Intelligence, and 1 in Wisdom. So, every 2 score, so every stat starts at 10. So to up this by 2, we would up it to 14, giving it 4, because remember, every 2 points you put into the core stat means your modifier goes up 1. And at the end of the day, we want this int modifier to be what this score increase is here. We're not doing sub points. I'm not dealing with that because it's just a pain in the butt. We're just going straight. Your modifier is this. Now it is 1. Now it is 2. Now it is 3. We're not doing 13 or 14 or 15. We're just 1, trying to keep it nice and simple. Same thing for Wiz. Wisdom is at 12 because every 2 points makes 1 modifier. I'm not doing halves. If you want to do halves, go for it, but I'm not dealing with it. How do you send me the sheet? So once you're in the Roll20 campaign, you should be able to just build your own sheet out. Let me get...
It's the 3rd tab.
Yep, it is the 3rd tab at the top, and then you should be able to just add a character. And there are secrets in here.
I figured it out after you told me so.
Yeah, please explain it to me like I'm a 2-year-old.
Okay.
It's very much just copy pasting stuff from Path Builder into the sheet.
Yep.
Because unfortunately, there's no easy import exports.
Yeah, there's no easy way to import it. You kind of have to hand feed it over. It does kind of suck that there's no easy way over. They're trying to make it a lot easier in the future. They're basically rebuilding the sheets from the ground up to do that. But this is already
Well, I keep clicking on character, but it's not giving me a character sheet.
There is an easy way with a plugin that you pay like $50 a month for, and I'm just like over here going like, why do you do this?
I think doing the groundwork helps you get a better understanding of it, all things considered. That way you know, like, oh, hey, why is this a 2d6? Well, I get 1d6 from this, and I get a d6 from that. You know? Rather than just be like, I don't know, that's what it says. That way, it makes it a little bit more invested. You know how the inner workings of the car work.
Thankfully, Path Builder does do the math for you, and so does the sheet. It's just little legwork.
Yep, you're basically going to load up Path Builder on one tab and your campaign on the other tab and just piecemeal your pieces of character over. So, like here, I've got my Psychic, Abby. I can see my Strength is +0, my Dex +3, my Con 1, my Int 2, my Wiz 2, my Charisma 4. I can see that that is what these stats are. I can see what my AC is, should be 23. Math goes right to 23. You can basically make sure everything's properly imported by one-to-oneing it over like this. It's a bit of a pain in the butt, but, you know, I don't want to pay $50 for a stupid thing. And this way I actually know the mechanics of how this will work. If that makes sense. God, I have so many tabs open.
Me too.
Welcome to D&D.
Yeah.
It's
Or
so
tabletop
overwhelming
RPGs in
for me
general.
Especially being
sometimes.
the DM, yeah.
Yeah, this is why DMs have, like, infinite amounts of screens. Also, the
True.
stream together thing, I think, fell apart, so I'm gonna re-invite y'all.
It very much did fall apart.
Great, I love
Yeah.
Twitch.
I don't know if I ever took a picture of my battle station when I was running the P5e campaign. Man, so many books, so many. Everything. I've got four monitors now. I've got 4 monitors. I had books in front of me.
Oh crap! I have to join.
Yeah, no, but it's fun. It's very rewarding. I don't want to scare anybody off. It's very rewarding to play stuff and BDM.
I know,
It
and
is
this is
so
the golden opportunity. I get to be your DM.
Yay, I get more tortured!
Well,
Okay.
well,
Oh,
this is
okay.
more the opposite, because you were my DM for how many years did we run that campaign? 2?
2.5.
Yeah. So this is the logical. Everything comes around. But yeah,
It's all coming full circle.
pretty much. But yeah, that's the whole idea of everything. I'm gonna scale you guys.
I still don't know who to pick for a Pokemon.
That's the
help
great
me.
thing, is that's what this stream's here to help you with. Figure out what Pokemon you want to play as from the list that are already converted and available. And if it's something you want to play isn't on that list, just be like, hey, I want to play this Pokemon. It's not on the list. This Pokemon is similar. I can improve or, be like, all right, well, that makes sense. Go for it.
Now here's
Yeah.
the thing. I already
Plus
have
I've-
the list of what I want to play. I can't pick one.
Oh, well, then you assign each one a number, and then roll a 1d, whatever, how many numbers you have, and whatever it lands on, you go with it.
6, 7,
How
8,
about
9,
you wait until everyone else has picked what they want to play, and then you try to fill in whatever's missing?
That could work too, but
That could work.
once again, it is also play whatever you want to have fun with. If the character if somebody says this is what I'm playing as, and that suddenly sparks inspiration in you, be like, oh, can we be this? Go for it. Don't try to fill a niche, because a good DM will plan around what the party is. It will play into your comp. You will have fun.
Even if the party is all murder hobos and no healing.
I'm
Look,
not a murder hobo!
look, I might have beaten a Dusk Noir with a Gengar that was fainted. The ruling is out on that. It was wearing some pretty good thigh highs. That is all references to something Stream will never know anything about.
Stream can know a whole lot about that. Listen, at that point we were well into Airbud territory of like, well, the rules don't say you can't do that.
90% of the time, if the rules don't say you can't do that, I'll be like, alright, you get it once. You don't expect it many more times. We're making a rule after this. Basically the same. The time I dropped a dragon on a house, because at level 6, I got a spell called.
Dragon, you mean?
Yeah, I dropped a house on a dragon because at level 6, as a psychic, I have access to a spell called Cozy Cabin, where I can just generate a cabin, plop it down somewhere, and be like, alright, I've got this lovely cabin for me and my friends to hang out instead of making survival checks in the middle of the night. Great! I was picked up by a dragon. Or no, I teleported onto the back of a dragon that had basically been wiping the party. I'm like, I have an idea, DM. We later learned
That's the
that
scariest thing to hear from your players.
and I basically formed a cozy cabin while riding on the back of a dragon, and we had to do some very quick math to figure out that 15 tons of cabin break a dragon. And
Don't say.
we won that day, and I'm never able to do that again. But yeah, basically, if you can find something creative, the rule of cool will always win. If you want to have this big moment and sacrifice your character, I will let you pull off shit you shouldn't be able to do. If you're gonna do, stuff like that, like, I am perfectly okay with having cool moments and telling a wonderful story and having fun. But yeah, basically what we're going to try and do is take these Pokemon, use them as base ancestries, and hopefully tell a fun story with a mechanical system that isn't completely foreign to me and also relatively well thought out with the newest version. They basically renamed all of the spells that were official D&D spells into the off-brand versions of them, but don't have to worry about any weird licensing hiccups anymore. That's basically the whole point Pathfinder 2e got its remaster, was Wizards of the Coast went crazy. So Magic Missile is like Force Shot now, or something like that. I don't remember. I don't care. A lot of this I'm also willing to ham-fist. If you have spells in your book that work for your Pokemon, go for it. Take them, yes. I just want some way that that this Pokemon would be doing it. And if you want to say this spell is actually just me using this water gun or something, but the spell is you unleash a torrent of water, yeah, I could slot those in. You just say, hey, I'm going to use water gun, and you roll that spell. And your BP is your spell slots. I think that's a simple enough conversion, because the whole point is you're still using your weapons, you're still fighting in a civilized society, but of course there are still monsters out there doing their thing, too.
Ooh. That does give me one issue.
Uh-huh.
I was going to play a kineticist that uses rocks as a rock type, but also water.
I would say if you could find a way to weasel it in properly, that could work.
I can't. I was very much just making a Pathfinder character.
Oh, with a Pokemon skin on it?
Yeah.
I would say if you can try to integrate it, we can. If not, we could try to find a way to make it work.
Yeah,
worst case scenario, Terra type. Hidden power.
You know
Hidden
what,
power
actually?
water.
That works. That works. I was gonna make an Archon with a vaguely, oceanic theme. Like Hawaiian.
Okay.
Like a seabird?
I could say yeah, but you're gonna be a bit more, because you're not gonna have flying then, because Archon's flying rock then, right? I would say then if you're gonna make that pivot, then your typing is water rock, which means grass Pokemon will eat you for lunch.
Yeah, that's another reason why I was like, I feel like stacking weaknesses would not be great.
That depends if you've got a fire type who can cover you.
I'm just saying ice types. What if
True.
someone is mono ice type?
Uh-oh.
What a miserable life it must be.
True.
So I have a question actually that's relevant to my character. the book has an option to play as a Hisuian variant of the Oshawott line.
Control F should work.
So would a Hisuian Oshawott be Water Dark, or would it just be if they were
Water.
Final Evo?
It's only Final Evo.
It would be
actually in this PDF specifically, you are Dark type.
Yeah, in this context. I know in general it'd just be a Water type, but in this context of it is a Hisuian variant Oshawott.
Like you're genetically a Hisui Oshawott, so
Yeah, variantly, yes. Then if you're willing to also accept the weaknesses that come with being a dark type.
Yeah, that's fine.
All right. So instead of playing field, you will take dirty fighting as well.
Yes.
Okay. Then I am okay with that. It is in the book on the left. I'm okay with that conversion.
Since this is a part of ancestries, how much HP should we say that we get from our ancestry?
So that's the other big thing, is ancestries come with a built-in HP that you start with. 6, 8, 10, 12, depending on your Pokemon. I would say we really don't have much when it comes to where you're going to be starting with. I would say you're probably best to pull from what your Pokemon's base stats are. Like an Abra, I'm going to say 6, because it has no HP for the life of it. But if you're something more tanky, like an Aggron, 10, 12, like bigger. I would say we're probably going to need to just pass it by me.
Let's see. Gudra's 90 HP, 70 defense, 150 special defense.
90 on its start? I would say 10.
Yeah.
What about 70 on start? Would that be like an 8?
I would say... Okay, so Abra starts with like 5. I would say
25.
Yeah, I start with 25. If we're gonna just do a basic like chart, I would say every 25 you go up a tier. So from 0 to 25 you start with 6 HP. 25 to 50 you start with 8. 50 to 75 you start with
10,
and then 75 up you start with 12.
Okay, so we're 12 for Gudra then, if you're doing that.
Yes, you are thick.
I would be 10 then by that. Oh man.
Okay.
How do I do modifiers and ability scores in Roll20 again?
It's there's a little gear.
I know. I see the gear. I don't see.
I figured everything out. Just
score base.
If you click on the gear and change your score base to, like, say you're trying to get it to a +2, it would be 14 for the base.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because it's every
Thank
2
you.
points you put into it above 10.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because you
thank
can have negative skills. I'm not dealing with negative skills. Everyone's a baseline of 10.
Yeah, the stats for the Pokemon are pretty different, which is why I was kind of gonna suggest we just pick one of the base Pathfinder species that fits it.
I mean, if you...
I only found the one that fit mine.
Yeah. I mean, we could do that, but that's kind of like sort of the point of the book, is to kind of help that conversion process.
Yeah, but
because here's the thing, Pathfinder, you only get 2 boosts as your species. With this book, I'm allowing 3, but you don't have a free boost. You don't get to pick where one of those boosts go. You're locked into where those boosts go, which I think is a fair trade.
Okay. But are we going to allow like the variant rule that says you can just move them wherever?
I mean, at the end of the day, yeah, if you want to move them wherever, move them wherever. I'm trusting you guys to be fair. If you roll up with a character that's 20-20-20-20-20,
no,
I'm gonna be like, okay, buddy.
I mean, like,
mine fair with my seat.
Yeah.
I mean, like, not every single Sylveon is gonna be a charisma caster, so they're just sitting on that charisma and nothing to do with it.
Yes. Yeah. So basically, yeah, if you want to move things around, I'm okay with you moving points around to fit what your character is. This is a baseline. Try to stick it to it, but you can deviate if you need to. I just wouldn't deviate too hard. And Abra is not a tank. Lorantis is a physical attacker. You know?
I'm
try
also
to
saying
try not to go too far off the cuff with what you're building.
I'm also saying this because I was literally just playing with the creator, and he's like, "Yeah, no, just move your stats wherever the fuck you want.
Yeah.
You want to be a tanky Abra? You can be a tanky Abra. He doesn't care."
If he wants, I mean, if that's the way he wants to play it, yeah, he can do that. The thing is,
yeah,
then we have to be mindful of that degree of separation and be like, all right, if you're a tanky Abra, you're taking a hit somewhere else, and Abra's other thing is speed. Abra's fast, and Abra hits like a tank with special attack. I would say then you'd probably sacrifice 5 foot of movement if you're going to be tanky, rather than but you still want to keep your casting ability. You know,
there is also the Pathfinder rule of just like taking the human's stat spread.
Pretty much.
Yeah. Which is what I did for Snafu because, yeah, I'm not going to use that charisma.
Yeah, pretty much. If
it's weaker, but yeah.
Yeah, Pathfinder does have a built-in rule of, worst case scenario, if the character doesn't fit what you're building, just build a human.
Yeah.
Just build a human and call it something else. Your ancestry feats will be your ancestry feats, but
how are people feeling about their like character ideas right now in the call?
Amazing.
I'm having
laughing.
so much fun. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Isn't
think
Pathfinder great?
I think I'm finalized with mine.
all
I
right.
think mine's good to go.
Now you just gotta start transferring it over to the system.
Yeah, my main
Yeah, like I
question
already
for-
haven't been doing that the whole time.
Oh,
Yeah.
all right.
Yeah.
My main thing right now is figuring out should I get
Ours?
the quick equipment package.
Ours, I hear you. We'll get.
Yeah.
I
Yes.
have a. So I'm deciding to play the Wanderlust Absol. Looks at backgrounds. Literal background called Wanderlust.
Huh.
I'm not
It's-
kidding. No, I don't think I should pick it because it's a rare background.
Yeah, I mean,
You say
It-
that, but I picked elementally infused fire for me.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, remember, your heroes are heroes in the story for a reason. If you want to pick a background that is on point to something that, you know, like, these are not the average Joe farmer with 2 HP sitting out in a field ready to get rolled over by the next big boss. You are a hero.
Farmer with a shotgun against rabbit.
I'm not going. My shotgun, I'm the farmer.
Meanwhile, my background is just deckhand.
My marijuana paint.
If you end up using that Fire Buizel longer, says, I think I can send you something that you like.
Oh, you say
It's-
that, but I don't want to say what I've done because I want Abby to read the sheet because I'm giggling my little ass off right now.
Yep.
Is it a fire type?
Duh.
I mean,
Oh,
that's why I'm
why?
asking.
Wanderlust
Pathfinder
actually
does
won't
have
fit.
literally
How
just
hilarious.
half fire elemental people.
Yeah.
It's under the heritages. And they have their own, like, genetic ancestry feats. The ones you take at higher level. So if you end up playing a character longer, there's actual fire option.
Yep.
Abby,
Yeah.
I need some specific help trying to find where do I input my skills table into the Roll20 thing? I can't find it.
On the roll 20, there should be a specific skills. So it would be your feats.
Yeah, but if I click on it, it just rolls them instead of letting me edit them.
Oh, when you mouse over them, do you see the gear at the top left that shows up?
Oh, it's okay. Yep, sorry.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
Is there any way to do all of them at once? Because clicking every single time is very annoying.
Nope.
Uh,
I don't think there is.
maybe.
Okay,
Oh,
well,
the
I'll just deal with it. It'll be fine. Sorry.
Yeah.
Thank you for
Sorry.
the help, though. Yeah.
I don't want to put in all of those feats except.
Yeah, no, just put in the ones you're actually gonna be like, hey, I'm using this ability.
Yep. If you put in the feet there, that helps me out because when
See,
you click
this is
it.
where me getting babied backfires because Scott always makes my sheets for me. So I just
Yeah.
like, hey, I want this in, put it in. Okay, I love you, Scott.
Also, the good thing with this sheet is if you're not using alchemy, you can just turn that off at the top. There's like this
Yeah, I'm
in the
ignoring
options.
it.
Yeah, same with
under options. There's show alchemy tab. You can turn that off. Show spells tab. You don't use spells. You don't need that either.
Yeah, it's great. I'm not playing a spellcaster this time.
If you have a specific
I don't
feat,
need 'em.
if you have a specific feat that makes your second and third attacks less, like instead of being the -5 and -10, they're -4 and -8, you can make that modification to the whole sheet in one place. The options menu is very powerful.
And slower, because I missed
Side.
it.
Okay,
Sorry.
so for subsequent attacks, you have a -5 and -10 penalty. Because your first attack is your normal attack. Any other attacks you make in your turn will take a progressively bigger penalty. Because the way Pathfinder combat will work, and we'll go on over to the Kobold campaign and drop it on them to do a quick example combat to show how combat flows and how the check system works in Pathfinder 2.
We can make it much more simpler to explain. If you look at the attack buttons, there's literally attack number 2 and attack number 3.
Yep. Those
it'll do it for you.
Yep. It'll literally, by hitting number 2 and number 3, will be your third and your second and third attacks, respectively. But Pathfinder, the way accuracy and crits and crit misses work is different than D&D, where it only comes off of roll 20, or it only comes off rolling a 20 or a 1 where you crit. Pathfinder doesn't do that. Getting a crit positive or crit negative is less severe in both ways for the most part, but it's more likely for you to crit. Let's say, we'll go over to the kobolds real quick. Over to the kobold.
Yeah.
Alright, kobolds friends.
Yep, hold on. I gotta get back into it. I closed it so I could do other things.
Alright. That's fine. My kobolds! Hello, welcome!
Hello!
Oh boy,
Hi.
we have her! She's back, and she's alive! And
No, not again!
she's very weak. She's only at like 30 HP.
Get behind me, Safu.
Snafu, you're at full. You don't... Go back to 28, please, for the love of God.
No.
Yeah, I have not like touched this since the last game.
Side is cute, yes.
I am not cute.
Stupid is
You are so fucking cute. Shut up.
You shut up.
You're all
You
cute.
shut up.
Side
I-
effect.
It
Side
is.
effect,
It is
dyslexia.
Mother's Day. You have to listen to me. You're all cute.
Damn it, you're my mother. I have to listen to you.
Aw, how cute. Also,
No,
side effects.
you
Don't
Eddie.
like being cute. Take it to me. Give it to me. Give me cuteness.
Was I just adopted against my will?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Abby's calling me her daughter. I'm legally her kid. I have to call her mom. 'cause
Is that
Mother's
how
Day.
it works? I just call you
said
daughter,
I'm
and
your
that makes it
daughter.
happen.
You said I'm your daughter.
You're
We are
dragging
keeping
honor.
We're keeping this bit alive.
This is fine. I'm fine with this. Okay.
This is fine.
So, anyway, combat would work in the same sense that a lot of you were familiar with in any D&D sense. I'll load up the Ogre Glutton's sheet, and you can see all the wonderful things, including the stuff that happened during the campaign. We're going to ignore all of her abilities for now, and we're going to keep her relatively simple here. I'm going to load up the initiative sheet. She is ready to fight. We're going to do a fake little bit of combat here. Whichever one of these is initiative, I forget. No, there it is.
Yay.
All right. So, hi, Kane. Yes, you're one of the kobolds. If you want to load up the campaign and help us, you're more than welcome to, but you don't have to, Ginkle. But anyway, the Ogre Glutton...
Not Ginkle.
The Ogre Glutton is here. She will... I'm going to wipe our initiative. All turns. This. Yes. I'm going to click her, and then I will roll her initiative, which based off perception. So, she rolled a 14 on her initiative. My kobolds could roll their initiative.
Wow.
And here's the part that trips up new people. You have to click your character before rolling initiative.
But then it
Please,
automatically...
for the love of God, do not forget this.
Yes. But it automatically added it to the list, and then I could easily sort it out. We have Lychee, who would start first. So combat has been initiated in a proper sense. This character is a mean son of a mother. We're only giving her 20 HP because we want her to die. But I will say in this campaign, unless you are explicitly trying to kill, you're going to be fainting other Pokemon. I don't like crossing those streams.
Understandable.
You faint. You do not end unless something has happened to cause it. You have basically an Alakazam situation from the Wednesday night campaign, where you've just done so much damage, there is no way they didn't. or it is a canon story, something has happened. All the rest of the time, you are just fainting these Pokemon. But, yes. Anyway.
There's
the way
a Ginkle in our midst.
there is, and Snafu rolled pretty good. Alright.
And Ginkle forgot to click Ginkle before rolling initiative.
Ginkle, re-roll your initiative, damn it.
Ginkle!
Even though you're listening to us from another room.
You dumbass!
They are at amusement park and cannot roll 20.
Oh, I see. Okay, we'll just have Ginkle here be our win con. If we have to pull out Ginkle, he just wins. This is how Ginkle's going to retell the story, actually. The old man, this is how he's going to retell the story. Is everyone was fighting this thing, and then he just came out of nowhere and kills it. This is the old man telling a tall tale. But anyway, Ogre Glutton, yep, blah, blah, blah. All right, you've got your rolls.
All right, Snafu, time to enact your revenge.
All right, so the way combat works is our enemy has... Oh, actually, one thing before we even get started. At the top right of all of your sheets, you should see that you have something wonderful. I'm going to look at Arian real quick. A hero point system. Yeah. At the beginning of the campaign, or at the beginning of every session, you start with one of those hero points. And I will say, if we're going to be rolling 9 people, every 90 minutes, you get another one. Those hero points were set back to 1 at the end of the day, unless you were granted one for doing something special. But those are your re-rolls. You can use your hero points to re-roll a die that you have rolled. You cannot re-roll anything that someone else or the DM has rolled, but you can re-roll one of your rolls. So let's say you had a really bad damage roll and the thing's about to die and its turn's coming up and it needs to go down now. Hero point. Things like that. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. If you got a very bad roll on your perception check to listen for enemies, when you are a skilled hunter fighter, you know that you shouldn't be able, that shouldn't be it. You will be able to re-roll it. Things like that. But, yes. That is where I will leave that kind of, explanation. There's one other use for hero points. If you are dying, you can use all of your hero points to automatically get back on your feet. You will come back with 1 HP and leave the dying condition, but that's all of your hero points gone there.
AKA, I didn't hear no bell.
Yeah. That is your stand back up, spit out the blood in your mouth, and get back in the fight.
Literally second wind.
Pretty much.
More like literally just being like, this is bullshit, this is unfair. And then you get 1.
And then every 90 minutes you'll get another. What I would like to do is continue to keep the pace of the session fast enough that even if we have 9 people, everybody still can get through their hero points and feel like they're actively contributing without waiting too long. That's the problem with the 9-person campaign, is I know my players are sitting around twiddling their thumbs for about 10 minutes. So we're trying to keep things at a good pace. Yeah. We're going to try to keep things at a good pace. If not, we might have to scale things differently. But once again, this is a one-shot. We're going to be doing 2 episodes of this. It may, whether or not we get started next week or whatever, this is just a quick learn Pathfinder 2E. Play around with Pokemon. Do some stuff that, gives us a week to hang out or 2. But yeah.
And everybody else gets to experience how much of a D&D goblin I am.
Yeah. So,
I am afraid.
My kobolds.
Hello?
Combat has been initiated. Snafu, your turn has begun. What do you do?
Well, I'll showcase that the main difference between this and D&D. I have 3 actions. One of those will be spent moving up to the ogre.
Kobold has approached the ogre. It has been less than their total movement feat, which was 25 feet. It took them 20 to get there. Therefore, they've only spent 1 action. You have 2 actions left.
But here's the difference. In D&D, you could move again afterwards. You cannot in this.
Yep.
No breaking up your movement.
So.
I have the wrong sheet open. I have the sheet open for that Pokemon.
That's okay.
Let me close that, actually. There we go. And obviously I'll just go over to like whatever my monk has access to as, you know, their abilities. Some of them take multiple actions. Some of them are just one, like Flurry of Blows.
Flurry of Blows. You make 2 unarmed strikes. If both hit the same creature, combine their damage for the purpose of resistances and weaknesses. Apply your multiple attack penalty to the strikes normally. As it has the Flourish trait, you can use Flurry of Blows only once per turn.
So yeah, Pathfinder is pretty straightforward. It's just like, here's the rules. You're not stretching this. You might be able to if it makes sense, but overall, what you see is what you get.
Yep. I've got the ogre in front of me. Would you like to roll your first and second attack?
I sure will. As a matter of fact, I'll do both of them at once. I think my thing is lagging because I can't go over the chat. There it is.
Yep. Okay. So 1 hit. There was a 19, which beats the AC of 18. So that hit will go through and beat it by 1. Then the second hit only had an 11, so that attack will not go through. The ogre will take 3 damage. Ba-ba-da-ba! It is at 17 health. Since that Flurry of Blows only took 1 action, that means you've used 1 action to move, 1 action to get here. What would you like your last action to be?
I could leave, or I could attack again, which
Go
will be
for it.
very, very horribly inaccurate. But yeah, that's a big difference.
Yep.
And obviously that's a terrible accuracy.
That will not hit. All right. Lychee.
My turn.
It is now your turn.
It is indeed.
I'm just going to write here so I can keep my AC right there.
Okay.
I'm going to pop this out. Just move it over here. You guys have to worry about seeing it.
Since I am a kineticist, I cannot do anything without first activating my kinetic gate and channeling elements. And as 2-action move, I am able to use a 1-action elemental blast. So I've activated my kinetic gate. There are bits and pieces of wood splintered from the rubble all around me. And let's see, which one is this? Gotta check.
Yep.
Okay, so this is the ranged version. Firing it straight at that ogre.
Elemental Blast, 1 action, range. Elemental Cantrip has an attack. It goes for a 13 against the ogre's 18. It will miss. Would you like to re-roll?
Why not? Go ahead and use that hero point, since this fight won't be lasting that long anyways.
Yep. 19. It hits. And on
There we go.
success, target takes full damage. So, it will take 2 damage. Ba-ba-ba. It's at 15 health left. All right.
I don't see any need to move at the moment, so I will just pass my turn on to the next person.
Arian, you're up. Arian. I still forget him. Mizu?
I should probably unmute my microphone. That would help.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Also,
it is Arian. Yes.
Arian.
Hello.
All right.
Me. I am a close range fighter, so I am going to use my 25 feet of movement to move up next to Snafu here.
Oh no, a gust of wind. You're actually over here. Let's quickly explain flanking.
Okay.
Look at that. Anyway, we're just saying.
Making Mizu laugh, Abby. You can't do this.
Look at that. You're right there. Anyway, you have what is known as flank. Surrounding an enemy through its center between 2 characters, you have flanked them. That means you get a +2 to your accuracy on your attack roll. They puts them in a flat-footed situation. That is the same bonus, so if something knocks your opponent flat-footed, they do not stack. Remember, the different bonuses do not stack. A status bonus to you that will make your weapon have a +1/+1 If someone grants you an ability that gives you a status bonus that gives you +1/+1, those are 2 status bonuses. They cannot stack. So just keep that in mind.
Mm-hmm. It's it's even funnier that you did this because I'm going to showcase one of Arian's class abilities, which is Spell Strike. So what
There's a lot of text here.
There is a lot of text here, so I'm just gonna sum it up. What my Spell Strike does is it allows me to take 2 actions to cast a spell into my rapier. So when I attack with the rapier, I can also cast the spell through it at the same time. So basically, I'm doing 2 attacks for the price of 1. The spell I'm going to be casting is Ignition, which does more damage in melee range, but we'll get to that in a moment. We need to first see if I even hit with my rapier.
Hey, so this is an interesting situation. You have met the creature's AC. In Pathfinder 2e, the attacker gets the win here.
But also, because of the flanking, I get a +2 to that, so it'd be a 20.
True. I wanted to explain that really quick, though.
But yeah, that is a good thing to bring up.
Yeah.
For ties, it is attacker wins.
So the thing
cool.
is, for this second attack, the spell that you're going to roll does not get an accuracy check because the rapier has hit.
Correct. So this is just going to do 6 additional fire damage.
Okay. So that would be 7 plus 6. We're at...
Is 13.
Damn, okay. Literally knocked it down to 2 HP, so Layla might get the kill here.
Let's go!
The funny was, I wasn't even going to attack. I was going to show off support abilities.
If you want to show off support abilities, I'm just going to pull Ginkle over here to like kick him in the shin after she does her turn, because I want to show off her attacking. Sorry, Snafu. You are not... Don't worry, I'm not going to show off her combo ability.
It's fine, you can.
No.
Don't worry, Snafu, because the first spell I'm casting...
Oh, wait, does Arian have anything else? Or is that everything?
Arian does not have anything else. That is all 3 of my actions.
Okay, good. Alright, so the first thing that Layla is going to do.
For this, I would choose Snafu and the Ogre as my targets. So pretty much if Snafu were to be targeted by the Ogre with anything that would make them have to use their AC for the check or any type of saving throw for a check, they would get a +1 to that check.
Okay. So, that means that they have a +1 against anything that the Ogre will try to do to them.
Pretty much, yes. And then the second spell that I'm using is Inspire Courage. This increases all attack rolls, all damage rolls, saves against fear effects by +1. And that's for all allies in the general area, which is 60 feet.
That was 3 actions across 2 spells. The first spell was a 2-action spell. The second spell was a 1-action spell.
Correct.
And that is Layla's turn. All right. So before the Ginkle Cutioner shows up and puts an end to this, in his own folk telling, the Ogre Glutton will make an attempt at Snafu to try to get around all of those things. She will swing with her great axe, a 26. So,
oh my god.
That is...
Oh.
Jeez, I rolled max on the damage.
Was that
Why does this keep... Why, was that Snafu?
Yes.
Was that Snafu or Arian?
Snafu.
Okay.
Was that a crit?
So, basically what happens here is we go into Snafu's AC. If Snafu's AC is 16, then this would be a crit, because it is 10 above their AC. That is the limit for critting. If you go 10 above or 10 below, that is the mark. If you are 10 above the mark, you have crit. If you're 10 below the mark, you've critically failed. Below the mark is a fail, above is a success.
keep in mind that this also includes bonuses and disadvantages to your rolls as well. So the +1 that I gave to Snafu is in full incurrence of this.
Yes. So the +1 status bonus on top of... The thing is, that status bonus goes to the armor class and saving throws against the enemy's attacks, but there's a +1 status bonus from Inspire Courage. Remember what we said
That's
about...
for attack specifically. That's
Yes.
not for defense.
Exactly.
I'm talking for AC against this physical attack, which is targeting AC.
So in this case, because the status bonus is on the Ogre and on Snafu, the Forbidding Ward is on the Ogre, which means their 26 is a 25, and the Inspire Courage on Snafu takes their AC and pluses 1. Once again...
You have that a little wrong, Abby. Inspire Courage has nothing to do with this scenario.
Oh, right. That's for...
All that happens is because I targeted Snafu and the Ogre, he gets a +1 because the Ogre successfully attacked Snafu.
Oh, I see. Okay. Yeah, no, this wasn't Inspire Defense, this was Inspire Courage. My brain got mixed up on those two. I'm sorry. Okay.
It happens.
Yeah, so that means Snafu has an advantage, everyone has an advantage. But also, you know, the enemy has a disadvantage of -1. So that's why a lot of things in this game are going to be +1s and -1s, because there's more of a chance for them to make a difference. Only needing to beat a number by 10 to get a crit is a lot more than having to get lucky on a die. Here's the thing though, if you do roll a 1 or a 20, those will also count as a crit. But here's the situation. Let's say I roll a dragon onto the field with an AC of 42. You need to hit a 42 to hit this. And a villager hits it with a basic attack and crits. Because that basic attack of a basic villager would probably normally never be able to beat a 42, even if they rolled a 19.9 infinitely. They're not getting a crit. They're getting a standard success. That is the only way that a crit is not a crit in this game, is if there was no way you would have done that prior, you do that tiny little damage, you get a normal success, but that's it. So, that is a very rare scenario. That is also a scenario that most people, when they see that, are going to turn and run. Because if it takes a crit to even do damage, it's probably not something worth fighting.
Nope, not sticking around for that.
Exactly. So, I hope that kind of explains things. So the Ogre is going to attack. Does a 25 beat your AC?
25 sure does.
Then she will hit you for 20 damage. She will turn around with her Great Axe, and with her second attack, which will take a -5 penalty, she rolls a failure. Even if that 10 beat the AC, because it was a 1. We mouse over it. That's why it has the red text. Is that 1d20, that was how everything started, was a 1, then her attack fails. She does not hit. She will try again with her third attack. Wow, she sucks.
Where were these rolls when we were fighting her the first time?
All right.
That roll when she vored me.
Well then.
Yeah. Anyway, with her turn complete, Snafu, would you like Grandpa to take care of this, or do you want the honors?
Grandpa deserves it.
All right. So Grandpa is a class known as an inventor. There's a lot that goes on there. But basically, Grandpa's going to come in and just, like, beat her over the head with the sword cane. And damn near almost, immediately, 5 is more than what's left. Just bonks her on the head. She's down. Grandpa's the winner.
Yippee.
Yep. That's a very basic combat. Of course, in many scenarios and in many different ways, this will not be the same. But she's just spinning with the axe. Pretty much, yeah.
That's the DM's job to flavor it like that.
Yes. So here, Ginkle could be like, hey, Ginkle, how do you want to do this? They could describe it. Or if they're not feeling super creative, is just like, oh, he, hit her really hard and that bonked her and she's down. Either way, it is what it is. The People's Champ Ginkle Gear Grinder. Ugh.
Oh no.
But-
it does bring up something that like is easy to miss.
Mhm.
You don't need to know how to play every class.
Exactly.
Everyone's classes is so stupidly different from each other. You just need to know how to play yours.
Exactly.
Even your own class is so differently stupid than what you could make in one campaign compared to another campaign.
Exactly.
There are so many options, it's not even funny with every class.
Every class you have has so many deviations as well. Starting as a psychic, you can take archetypes that build you as so many different things. You can take so many different paths with your character, and all of which of them are valid. There is no bad build, and I don't care about min-maxers. You can go sniff a butt. Like, we're here to have fun. We're here to tell fun stories. We're here to have a good time.
But yeah, if somebody feels overwhelmed, like, don't be. Just literally copy paste what your abilities do.
Yep.
You'll figure it out eventually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that's the big important thing here is sometimes it is going to take a lot to get through something. Don't be afraid to talk to other players in the DM. Don't be afraid to talk to people in other campaigns. When we first showed off this campaign to get the Kobold group running, we had Andrew here, who is my longtime DM of 5+ years. You know? He knows these systems because he's learned them alongside us, and we come to compromises that make things work. I literally had a Kingdom Hearts battle into the heart. There is nothing in the books about that. But we made up our own whole system that involved Twitch chat, built from the ground up, that made a compelling narrative and a fun time for everybody that was able to take part in it. Like,
You know the best part about that?
yeah?
They didn't need to make a whole boss fight about it. They could have just cast Remove Curse.
Literally to cure lycanthropy, all you need is a 6th level remove curse. And that would have been it. That would have been it. But instead, we told an interesting story about the character, the curse, and gave some interesting roles for the time being. And it helped flesh out the character and drive, a bit more engagement from everybody in the campaign. That's what we're looking for. But yeah.
It was damn fun.
It was. I'm glad we had to have a very fun time with it. But that's the whole point in it. So, once again, I see you all are building out characters. I see them building in the right side of the screen here. Does anyone want to raise their hand to be checked on their homework?
Hi.
Oh, both me and Mizu at the same time!
I can do it at any time, so I'm stepping back on this one.
Okay. So, Mizu, we'll start with you. Load up your character sheet nice and big.
Yeah, if there's things I need to change, I can change them. I have no qualms with it.
Fine, level 1, you are playing a fighter who is a deep sea diver, Suian Oshawott, under the deity of Lugia. You are chaotic neutral.
Yes.
You have an unarmed fist, you have a couple short swords. I'm guessing you just have the same short sword twice.
It's the Scalchops.
Ah.
Specifically.
Okay.
Yeah.
And under this, you have actions, sudden charge. Look under that. We can see the description. With quick sprint, you dash up to your foe and swing. Stride twice. If you end your movement within melee reach of at least one enemy, you can make a melee strike against that enemy. You can use sudden charge while burrowing, climbing, flying, or swimming instead of striding if you have the corresponding movement type. And I assume as an Oshawott, you've got swim, up to 30.
Yes.
Perfect. Okay, cool. And this is...
Yeah, that ability is also fittingly an exact one-to-one of Blade Dash from the book.
Yep. Which is really cool. A lot of things will slot easily into others. Most of your skill checks that it says you'll be proficient in could probably fit on this list somewhere, or we can make it work. If something is very specific, like trap making, guess what? Pathfinder has lore trap. It has a special type of crafting for trap making. That is something the kobolds get. Like, there is something already there. We can make it work. Which is fun. I really enjoy that there is that kind of viability where Pathfinder has all these openings. We can make it work. Anyway, we go under details. There's a bunch of information here that nobody fills out. That's fine. We see our ancestry, feat, and abilities. Scal Chop. You have 2 scalps on your body that act as short swords. Stored when you draw your weapon. Neat. You've got Dirty Fighting. You hit a creature with an attack roll. The creature takes an extra 2d6 damage if it hasn't taken a turn yet in combat. Very dangerous.
Wow, that's actually really good.
That's really good, but that is his only ancestry feat.
Oh, damn. Okay, so yeah, I guess it's adjusted then.
Yep, and then you have Sudden Charge, which we talked about earlier.
Yeah.
And then obviously anything else that comes with being a fighter on level 1, go for it. Build into that. What type of fighter are you? What type of fighter are you going to build out? This is where you continue to kind of build your stuff out. Overall, pretty good. I don't care about starting inventory all that much. You've got, whatever is on you. If you have... I think everyone gets, 15 silver to buy armor and whatnot, or,
gold.
15 gold to buy whatever from inventory. There's pre-made kits. There are pre-made kits that just give you what you need and leave you with a little extra.
Yeah, I just grabbed the good one for that.
Pretty much every class that you can take has a pre-made kit that's just here's probably the best armor that you can take with how much money you've got. Here's some starting equipment like rations, chalk, rope, torches.
Yeah,
here's a tent.
Look into that.
And you still walk out of it with 5 gold in your pocket to throw at somebody. So those kits are great. They're great at help building out your character and giving you more to your character. This sheet looks fantastic. All right.
Thank you.
Wienna, you also at the same moment.
Yeah, I have. I'm figuring where everything goes.
Yep.
Yeah, it's kind of hard the first time.
Yep. So
Mizu was muting because I was cracking him up with my sheet.
What did you bake?
We have Wienna Zeal, a Buizel under the deity Ho-Oh. That is a swashbuckler, elementally infused with fire. They're chaotic good.
All right.
Things are still being built out here. I can see saving throws, fortitude, reflex, will. Yep. Trained, expert, all that stuff.
Yep.
Basically adjust the numbers to match what it is building out for you when you build out your character.
Yeah.
Because, once again, that'll come with your class. This will come more from your class than anything else.
Yeah, that's what I was going off.
Yep. AC here would also come from things like, your armor. Are you trained in using your armor? Things like that. What armor do you have? Your skills. Yep. And you have your weapon, you have your unarmed fist, and I assume you're going to have some sort of ranged option as a swashbuckler.
Yeah, I'm looking. I'm looking for that right now.
There are various firearms. There are a lot of firearms. If you want to be using a firearm, go right ahead. It's part of Pathfinder.
Someone's giving Booyah a gun, and this is my favorite thing.
Yep.
Sniper Bwee's real.
Mafia never dies.
Just remember, you only have 2 hands.
Yep.
I know. I'll be fine.
So as a swashbuckler, they have access to nimble dodge and confident finisher. Yay! Already getting built out. You definitely dodge out of the way, getting a +2 circumstance bonus to AC against the triggering attack. This is, I believe, nimble dodge is is it a reaction or is it a because if it is a reaction, you only get one of those per turn.
I think it is. I'm not sure though.
Okay, fun fact about the Archive of Nethys site. These symbols right here after the name of something actually say what its action is.
Oh, I was wondering what the fuck.
Yes.
That right there, if you mouse over it, it says it is a reaction, which means you get one of them per turn, which means when your turn comes back around, it refreshes. So every turn, you get a nimble dodge.
Oh,
yeah.
If we go under, something here like Battle Cry, you can see it doesn't have an action thing. If we go under, there it is, Reveal True Name. This symbol means 2 actions. Every filled-in diamond is a action. But if we saw, there was also Vicious Critique, which is an empty diamond. That's a free action. You get one of those a turn too, but it's very rare that anything has a free action.
Oh.
Yep.
The character sheet also has it. It's icons, man.
Yeah, the Path Builder does tell you as
Those
well.
one-
Yep.
Which is very kind.
Yep. But remember, the action economy is king here, so this is dodge. Hey, I just saw it get updated to reaction. Or
Yeah, I'm looking, okay.
your finishers, basically by getting Panache, I believe that's how it is in some ways. It depends on how you build out the character. But basically, you're going to make an incredibly graceful attack, piercing your foe's defenses. Make a strike with a weapon or unarmed attack that would apply precise strike damage with the following failure effect. If they get hit, this is the failure state. You deal... Oh, no, wait. If you fail... Okay, so the way this reads, if you fail your attack, you still do half damage. This damage type is that of the weapon or of the unarmed strike that you used. So, instead of a miss being no damage, a miss is half damage. Basically, you're confident that this will hit, and even if you fail, you still nick them. You still scrape them. Which is pretty good. You still get half that damage.
What action is that again? What is the diamond again?
Filled in diamond is one action.
Ah, there we go.
So you would use this before your attack. You're declaring it. Like when you're playing pool and you have to point out which pocket you're going to get the 8-ball in.
God, I love this.
Yep.
Yeah, it's fun to have tree action.
I get to be flashy. This is awesome.
Yep, and because of your elementally infused fire, you've got the spell Ignition.
Yeah, I got one little spell here.
Yep. So, does this take a saving throw, or is this based off of accuracy?
It says defense AC.
Okay. So if that's the case, then this first tab here, this needs to be turned on because this is turning on the spell's ability to deal it's going to make an accuracy check as if it is a standard attack.
Ooh,
this second button here is going to enable it doing damage. So if you're going to be doing 1d4 of damage, then that's what you would fill in. You would put in a 1d4 there to be like, okay. And if the target needs to make a basic reflex save, you could put that in here to dodge out of the way of the attack.
All right.
And what that'll do is that'll automatically tell me the number that I need to beat to not, get hit by it.
So you don't have to roll the dice separately afterwards. It does it for you.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
The sheets are smart.
Why is it giving me this feed fun?
So here's the thing: as a swashbuckler, do you have the spell slots to use this?
No, actually, that's the thing about having an innate cantrip. You don't need a slot for it. You just get it for
It's a cantrip. I get it free.
Okay, so since this is a cantrip, you don't need to worry about spell slots. This is just part of who you are.
Yep.
Cool.
No, that's just the thing for innate spells in general.
Yep, though I would still make sure you fill out things like your spell attack roll and whatnot, because this is going to factor your spell attack roll, your spell DC are going to be important. Make sure you do fill them out if you're going to cast spells, because that is going to modify your accuracy here. So even if you are untrained, if you're casting off of, whatever your proficiency is in spell casting, even though I don't think Swashbuckler will get one, you would still try to fill this out properly. Ignition might say what proficiency it lives off of.
All innate spells use your charisma.
Okay.
In this system.
So then, trained, charisma. So if that's the case, if we hit the ignition button, should be able to come back over here. We see ignition rolled an 18 to attack. It rolled a 13 on its die.
Even when I'm not rolling the dice, I'm rolling your crits. Jesus.
Well, it gets a +5 after all of its bonuses. So you rolled a 13, and then you did 2 damage with, if you were to crit, you would have gotten 6. And it gives me all of the information I need as well. But, yeah. Pretty well built out sheet. Just gotta put on the finishing touches to make sure all the math goes through fine.
Yep, math. Oh, math.
I will put something in chat I think people appreciate if they can't remember shit. These little icons, you can put them next to your actions. If you can't remember, like, is this thing a reaction? I don't remember.
Yep. All right, who wants to be next?
I could be next.
Doubtful. Got Jay. Jay is played by Doubt. They are a fighter. They are a trainee guard background. What Pokemon are they? Ponyard?
Ponyard, yes.
Okay, you can put that under your ancestry or heritage.
Alright.
Yep.
Let me just get to it.
Okay, so aside from that, AC, it looks like you've done some custom work here to try to get it relative as to what it should be on the sheet. I would say make sure your AC probably is going to come once again from your fighter class. It should be relative to what it is on the sheet. You might have to play around with whether it's trained or not to see if you're, more proficient at it. You are probably trained in whatever armor you have, so you will at least take the trained level to get those 3 bonus points. Your AC should be around somewhere between like 16 and 20 at level 1.
Alright.
It's going to be very difficult for you to get under 15 and over 21.
What does it look like on your sheet?
Also, your HP, you can change your ancestry and whatnot. Like, you have your 3 from Con. Make sure you fill in, if you know your end HP is going to be 21, you can just cheat and be like plus 18 here.
Okay.
And that'll just, here do that. Or if you want to split it out into the proper sub things, that makes it so I know where that 18 is coming from. If you're getting 10 from being a Ponyard and 8 from being a fighter, you would put those separately as like, if we go back under the gear, once to load, there it goes. You'd put the 8 here, 10 here, or wherever it goes, and it'll math it back to what it is, what your max is. You really don't have to keep track of it here under current. I like using the character tokens. When you click on your token, there's that little gear that shows up, the 3 bubbles at the top. You can set those bubbles to be like, oh, this is my HP, and just set it to be like 21. And then when you go to update your HP, all you do is put like +5, -6, and it'll automatically math it with the number that's already there. Yeah. That's a way you can keep track of things as well. Like if you only have so many of turns of something that you're worried about or something along those lines. It can allow you to kind of, deal with those things and work them out. But the biggest thing I can see here is you don't have trained or expert in any of your proficiencies. You just put the custom number in. I would modify those to be trained or expert, whatever your level is. Once again, those will come from your class. And that'll up or higher or lower your number to kind of relative where they should be.
All right.
Yeah, and then you shouldn't have to do as much custom as you're doing now. Your speed here, make sure it's modified to be whatever your Pokemon speed is. And if you have any additional movement notes, you can add them in down here. You've got your Razor Claws, which we dig into those. We can see they live off of your strength, but you should be trained in using this weapon, which means you should get a bit of a bigger bonus. So you get a +7 on it. You're going to be rolling.
Change that to Body Blaze or whatever it's called.
Yep. But you do 1d6 worth of damage plus your strength. So you do 1d6 plus 4. That's pretty good. And then, yeah, I assume as a fighter, you've got some feats. So you've got your blade arms. So, yep, it just, tells you upgrade your slashing damage. Pretty good. You have bark orders from your fighter. Bonus action, you can order a willing creature with 30 feet to hear you. I will say, if it says specifically bonus action, I'll count it as free action. Bonus action, free action, I will interchange. Once you use this feature, you cannot use it again until you take a short or long rest. So, yep. Pride. If you miss an attack or fail an ability, check, or saving throw, you can gain a bonus on the roll equal or the number of allies you see within 30 feet of you, maximum of +3. You can use this trait a number of times equal to your proficiency modifier. You cannot use that again until a long rest. Proficiency modifier. We don't have a direct one-to-one for that. But I would say... For now, proficiency modifier is usually your level. Oh, over here in perception, make sure you're also like trained or not trained or whatever you are properly there as well. Because your perception is also an ability you are trained in. You can either be really good or really bad at perceiving things. So make sure that is toggled as well, since that's a very important role.
Alright.
Making it equal to your level sounds correct.
Yeah,
I would agree.
We'll say it's equal to level for the time being. So if you see anything that references a proficiency modifier and a number of times you can do something, we're just going to say your level.
Alright.
Okay. Battle cry. When you roll for initiative, you can let out a battle cry. Up to 3 creatures of your choice you can hear you. Get a 1d4 and add the result to their initiative. Once you use this feature, you cannot until a long rest. Okay, so basically for one battle, give 3 people a 1d4 bonus to their initiative. That's pretty good.
I see the synergies already.
Exactly, yeah. Now, Pathfinder works really well as a system, but like on top of this, there could be some really fun combos. Class features and abilities. You lash out at your foe with both weapons, make 2 strikes. One of each of your 2 melee weapons using the current multiple attack penalty. So basically, it would be like Flurry of Blows, but you don't take the -5 on the second hit. If both strikes must be the same target, though. If the second strike made with a weapon doesn't have the Agile trait, it takes a -2 penalty. Alright, simple enough. Agile does exist in this game, too. If both attacks hit, combine their damage, then add any attacks variables from those weapons. Makes sense. Flurry of Blows. Now you can add precision damage only once to the attack of your choice. Combine the damage from both strikes and apply resistances and weaknesses. Counts as 2 attacks when calculating your multiple attack penalty. Okay. So if it counts as 2 attacks as your multiple attack penalty, then yeah. It's basically, Double Slice is literally Flurry of Blows. It literally looks like it works the exact same way. Where the first attack rolls base and the second attack rolls its -5.
But here's the thing that's already a cool synergy. If you're a monk, you could use both and attack 4 times at 2 actions.
Exactly.
You see, I looked at Monk, but when I got into it, I didn't think it fit with what I'm going for.
That's
fine. Fair.
That honestly I can vibe with, because you're playing for the character, not for the min-max. But that's cool.
You might like double.
Yeah, but I did consider it at one point.
Yep. And then you've got bonus feats of breath control. So you get bonuses against inhaled threats. By coercion, for trained in intimidation, you can bully others with just a few choice implications. You can coerce a creature after 1 round of conversation instead of 1 minute. You still can't coerce a creature in the midst of combat or engaging in a conversation. So basically, you can bully somebody if you talk to them really quickly, but you can't do it like in the middle of combat. Okay.
Yep.
Overall, a few improvements needed, but pretty good so far. All right, who else wants to go?
Me,
Bear hug with mine.
All right, Varys. Who is your character?
I don't know how I'm supposed to do this.
Is it Zatharad, Prophet of the One by chance?
It is.
Have you put the sheet info in?
I have put the sheet. I finished putting the sheet.
Ah,
in.
that is their full name. Zatharad, Prophet of the One, Seer of the Finite, Orator of the Scene. That is their full name.
That is their full name.
I'm gonna call them Zath.
But I've also put Zatharad in the that's how it's gonna show up.
Okay.
Except in the chat logs, where it uses their full name.
Wonderful.
I found out you can customize weapon names.
Chaotic neutral.
We're just a full chaos party.
An oracle wandering preacher. Oh dear God, you are making the guy from Skyrim, aren't you?
Uh-huh.
You are making the Talos guy from Skyrim.
Except I'm gonna go wandering around yelling about Arceus and how he created everything, and everyone needs to care about how Arceus created everything.
I love this already.
I will say I saw the class DC. Make sure it is trained. I'll bump that for you. Aside from that,
it should be filled in. You should
Yep.
look over the feats because it's great.
oh, I will. Your hit points, if you want to update those.
Oh, yep.
Yeah,
I got
you'll-
That's supposed
yep.
to be 18.
Yep. Saves are in. Your train proficiency's in. Yep.
I've lost my character sheet and I don't know how to open it.
That's fine. As I'm looking through it, it's going to change your page, what you view on it, because they're synchronized.
Yeah.
So it's like a bad version of Google Docs.
There we go. Where's
Oh.
my hit points? Here's my hit points. And I can
I'm literally watching you update it as we speak.
Keep doing that.
Live updates.
Wow, I can't believe we're watching a live service.
Wow. Damn. Live service.
Going back to the feats. So they come from skilled heritage, chosen lore deity.
Isn't
You're-
that a human thing?
We're using human as a base, it seems.
Yeah,
It
but
is.
like we're not getting the genetics of human.
Oh, yeah, the ancestry wouldn't be coming from, your first ancestry feats would be coming from Meowth, specifically.
Boo, fine.
That's...
I can remove that one if you want.
You can... yeah, sorry. But that was the whole idea, but if it doesn't fit for the character that you're building, we can keep it. Because it is
That's
part of
fine.
human, and there is a rule with Pathfinder where... In Pathfinder in general, if whatever character you're building doesn't fit, you can steal from the humans.
I think it's just for stats, but you know what? That's perfectly valid.
I mean, if you're not taking the level 1 stuff for Meowth and what it comes with, and you're instead taking that, then I'm okay with it.
Yeah, I think the only thing I have to remove for that is like the dark vision. That's the only thing that gets rid of,
Okay.
which I have just done. Cool.
All right.
I mean, you're still a Meowth. You
I would still say low light vision is valid. I would say that will be the fair trade. But anyway. What ancestry trope did you take? Because my psychic off class is Oracle, so I'm very interested, because this is hitting suddenly a little weirdly close, but not so far. Voices of generations past speak to you. You're under ancestors. You've got ancestors speaking to you too, I see.
Do you hear the voices too?
Do you hear the voice of Arceus?
Uh-huh.
Surely, he is all around us.
Yep. Yep. Ancestry meddling. Yep, I know this one. Yep. Uh-huh. We had to modify this because there was a werewolf in there talking to me too. Instead of a 1d4, I had to roll a 1d5. An obscenity, your powerful ego makes it harder for others to order you around. If you roll a success on a saving throw against a mental effect that attempts to directly control your actions, you critically succeed instead. If a creature rolls a failure on a check to coerce you using intimidation, it gets a crit fail instead and cannot try again for a week. Wow, this is a hell of a combo past the Ponyard, who literally rolls to intimidate people.
Yup.
This is going to be a fun interaction between characters.
Yup.
You also start with the Oracular Curse. Yep.
My focus spells do damage to myself if I use them.
Pilgrim's Token. Very small token to protect you. Yep. Such token usually costs about 2 silver and it turns for 10 minutes. Your GM might adjust the price. But you've got a token of God with you.
Yep.
And then your spells. Soothing Words and Ancestral Touch. So, I know Ancestral Touch. I've got that. But Soothing Words, I don't. I have to calm the target by uttering soothing words or even tone. Target gains a +1 status against will, and this bonus increases the touch +2 against emotion-based effects. In addition, when you cast a spell, you can attempt to counter one emotional effect on the target. Okay. So you can basically tell them Arceus is here for you, homie, and they'll make them feel better.
Mm-hmm.
Daze, Guidance, Ancestral Touch. Yep, I know those spells. I've seen them before. Haunting Him, Detect Magic, Bullhorn. Yep, I know those. Admonishing Ray. Is this our, like, Confuse Ray sub-in? Oh, it does damage. And it's a direct thing. Okay.
This is, I call upon the power of Arceus. The power of Arceus compels you.
Ray of Energy bludgeons your target into submission without casting lasting harm. Feels like a punch or slap. Make an attack roll, deals 2d6 damage.
I want to point out that this is my damage spell, and I haven't taken any weapons or anything that gives me anything else for weapons. The only thing this dude can attack with is the power of Arceus compels you.
I love this. This is great.
Do you not have any cantrips?
Oh, no, they
I
have
have 5.
I mean,
They have
Daze
cantrips.
Daze does do damage,
Okay.
but that's built in. God, I see the full title. 3 lines. Amazing. And of course, alchemy as an oracle you don't really use, so you could get rid of this tab by going under the options and get rid of the show alchemy tab.
Okay.
Just makes things neat. Less
I
stuff
kind
you gotta worry about.
I would put crafting in there if literally anyone uses that system, which you shouldn't.
We're not gonna worry that much about crafting. We'll get crafty with crafting.
Yeah.
Crafty.
Alright. Who wants to come in front of the class next with what they've made?
To figure out how to do spells, and I need to fill out my inventory.
That's fine. If you're not ready, you're not ready.
Wait,
Nice.
wait. You didn't look at the token that I put in.
Oh.
Drag them in. Do it.
Do it. Look at the token. I don't know how.
Drag them in.
Oh.
It's drag and drop.
How do I make him big?
How do you drag the tokens
if
in?
you literally
mouse.
Yeah,
drag.
you literally just click the name of your character, like hold left click and drag it over.
How do I make it full screen? Shift Z. There it is.
There it is.
Oh no, we all have to look
It
at it.
literally
No.
is the Pope icon. The Pope emoji. There's a Pope emoji.
There's a Pope emoji.
I have a temp icon until I make one, but I'm using a temporary one because it was the most piratey thing I could find.
Oh.
That's just the official art of Oshawott from Pokemon Conquest.
That's fine.
That is so good.
Honestly, it's a good image.
I gave myself a gun, everybody. You should all be afraid.
Even the
I'm
Basil again.
scared for my
I
life.
also have a corset knife that's hidden in my tail.
So how do I add my token in?
You drag and drop.
Yeah, literally left click on your character name and hold it and then drag it onto the map.
Like moving a file on your PC.
I think Arceus is ready.
Okay. Which one are you of the list on the right?
Correction, I think Subin is ready.
There we go. Yeah, because Brain doesn't know who's who yet.
Uh-huh, that's why I was like, wait a second.
Right. Subin, the Absol. Okay. Subin, strong into strength, is a monk. Size class medium of the background, Star Watcher. Deity under Mew. AC doesn't look like it's set right because it should not be 10, shouldn't be that low.
I know how to fix that, actually.
You just hit the gear and then go and make it trained, and it should become trained. And then, if you have any armor or anything, then obviously, yeah. But
Give me
since
one moment.
you're a monk, so you're actually an expert in that, so that ups your AC even more. It should say on Path Builder what your AC would.
I'll be out shortly.
That's fine.
Okay, back. Wait, shit, my mic was hot.
Yep.
Fuck me.
You're fine. We didn't really hear what you were saying. Like, you were talking about other things, but, like, I was trying to explain things. Don't worry.
Okay. Would you mind going back over the armor class stuff again?
Okay. So obviously, you see how you're an expert in unarmored
Let me do it.
at the bottom down here
Oh.
as being a monk. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So that would mean if you are an expert in that, then you, by currently wearing nothing besides whatever clothing you have, would push your rank over here to expert. Then obviously it's going to come off of your dex modifier for any additional AC. But of course, anything on top of that might come from abilities or your, what you're playing. If you have armor, whatever you have. Once again, the site should tell you what your end AC should look like and how you get there. Path Builder is very good at giving those things to you. You just have to look for them.
Oh, I see. I missed that. Understood.
That's fine. Speaking of which, it looks like you've gone through your abilities, give them training. Your perception doesn't have whether it's trained or not. So you should probably get that set up and good to go.
Where can I find that on Path Builder?
Let me go back to Path Builder real quick.
Oh wait, perception +3, trained.
Yeah,
Most
so
of the time, it's just clicking it or hovering over it.
if you hover over it, you should see the gear show up. When you go click into that gear, that's when you can go into the settings and change what it's based off of.
Oh,
This is a lot of initial stuff. As you level up and naturally grow your stats, you'll be going a lot less into the nitty-gritty. It's only when you're going to be upgrading the rank or changing the base stat itself, which is going to happen a lot less as things goes on.
Hardest part is just making the character in the first place.
Yep.
This is true.
A lot of it's going to be in this sheet. So you are a monk. You have a horned head.
Horned Head is from the Absol character sheet over in the site.
Yep. It has agile, finesse, non-lethal, unarmed, and counts as unarmed. Cool. You have
Also
strength.
Piercing. Sorry.
Yep. And does 1d6 damage +4 with a 1d6 bonus if it crits. Good stuff. Alright, under your feet says a monk. You've got dark vision up to 60 feet. Probably from the book?
Yes, from the book.
You've got Harbinger. Proficiency in Intimidation, which means if you already were trained, you go up another level. It would basically be like if Monk gives you trained in... if Monk gives you trained and this gives you trained, I believe that you... If I remember correctly, it's not until you can explicitly start taking levels above that. So... if it says a free boost and you put it into Intimidation, I would move it somewhere else because you already get it for free from Harbinger.
That's kind of what Path Builder says, is if you would be trained in it already, you just get to freely move it elsewhere.
Exactly.
Already did that.
Cool
because
beans.
It can't be expert at level 1.
Yep. You cannot be an expert in anything at level 1.
That's good.
Additionally, you can use a bonus action to foretell a disaster. Make an intimidation check. Creatures of your choice that can hear you within 30 feet must make an insight check, which we will have to base off because insight checks don't exist in this. So it would be...
Is every single person in the party some flavor of prophet right now?
Not me.
Not everybody, but there's a few prophets.
There's quite a few here.
Don't worry about where he comes from.
Boy, I can't wait for the god fight. My god's better than your god. My god's better than your god. Okay.
My god made your god.
Well, my god made me. And I'm pretty great.
Sips tea loudly.
You have proficiency in Intimidation. Yep, obviously you can use bonus action to foretell a disaster. Make an Intimidation check. Creatures of your choice, they can hear you within 30 feet, must make an insight check. We will sub that out for a perception check. Because there really isn't insight and sense motive. It's all just perception. We merge those down.
Okay, renaming it to perception.
Yep, or be frightened until the end of the turn. After you foretell a disaster, a number of times equal to your proficiency bonus, i.e. your level, you cannot do so again until you take a long rest. Okay. Oh, basically you can be like, you are going to get screwed in the stock market. If you roll high enough on your intimidation, that makes them go, "Oh God!" And that's it.
Stocks.
Not my portfolio. And then they die.
Hands.
My Roth IRA.
No, my poor 401k, it's in the mud.
If you walk down this one path,
My apes are stolen.
rocks will fall
my
on your
apons
advisor.
gone.
And
What do you mean
will
all of our
lose.
are gone?
They took our.
Man.
They're all gone.
I
Not
know,
my
it's right.
financial advisor.
They even took the word.
I heard talking about intimidation.
I can't believe it.
That's on par.
It.
You've got Key Strike Occult. Your study of the flow of mystical energy allows you to harness it to physical strikes. You gain the Key Strike spell at a focus pool of 1 point. These rules for Key Strikes are summarized in the sidebar of page blah 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 blah. Focus buff. Okay, so focus spells live off a different system than regular spell slots. For those of you who know D&D and know how spell slots work, basically you get X amount of spells per day. Focus points come back every 10 minutes, so you don't get them back mid-battle. But you basically get a refresh at the end of combat unless you're going into the next combat immediately thereafter. So, focus points are a different currency from spell slots. They're a lot more fast and loose, but they're also going to be held closer to your class as a character. When, as a psychic, my fox teleports based off of their focus points, while their normal spell casting lives off of their spell slots. Know the difference. Your focus points come back at the end of combat if you wait 10 minutes. Your spells come back after a long rest. There is a difference. Know them. It is important to know what that difference is, because a caster will have both a lot of focus points that they can roll from, up to a maximum of 3, and a whole lot of spells to deal from, and they don't share a pool, so you want to keep them separated, because that way means you have more ammo to use.
Why is spell D13?
Your Key Strike. You focus your key into magical attacks. You make an unarmed strike or flurry of blows. Doesn't change the limit using Flourish once per turn. Gain a +1 status bonus to your attack rolls, and your strikes deal an additional 1d6 damage. This damage can be used in any following the types you choose. Strike, Force, Spirit, Vitality, or Void. I would say it's basically just throwing an element on your punch. But it's of these various... I would say Void damage is dark. Force is... You know, we can get in the nitty-gritty of what types those are in situations where we need to get into the nitty-gritty of what those types are. But for now, yeah, it is what it is. And heightening spells you don't have to worry about because you don't have the ability to do that. Basically, you can use bonus points of a spell to make it at the higher level to make it hit harder. So basically, instead of casting this as a level 1, you would cast it as a level 4, and it would pull from a level 4 spell slot instead of a level 1 spell slot. That's what heightening a spell does, and how that works. So you can only do that on spells that you either have as a signature spell. That means you can do it at any of the levels that it's available to do, or you have to take the spell again in that separate slot. You need the base spell, and you need the hardened version of that, or the heightened version of that spell to do that. So you can't just roll around with like, oh, I only know the heightened version of this. You need to know the base too.
Noted.
Also, the math works like scaling cantrips in D&D.
Yep, it is.
Kind of.
Yep.
It'll tell you how it works, how it
Yep.
scales.
But aside from that, once again, if you don't need the alchemy tab, there's no point in keeping it there. You could probably get rid of it. And obviously, everything else for this should be pretty straightforward, easy to figure out. I'm gonna move on to the next song. This one's pretty long.
Bryce Ferris, that title.
Man.
What?
Moves from one Equinox battle to the next Equinox battle. FOE music go burr.
Yeah, I know, right?
Here it comes,
burr.
the
Anyways,
judgment of the
I'll be
oracles
back.
at for Prophet of the Ones, Seer of the Finite, Orator of the Scene.
No, that's not his title. That's his name.
Yep.
That's so obnoxious. I love it.
Also, for those of you that have focus pools, you might want to copy paste this thing.
Yep, there's your refocus. Every 10 minutes, get your focus point back. Everyone gets this who uses focus. And focus slots do live under the spell tab.
Yeah, I'm currently in the middle of fixing my spell tab because I didn't put the... Apparently I have proficiency in divine spells and didn't put down which ones are divine spells.
What would we put refocus under?
Refocus is a feat.
It's not an actual spell, it's just a thing that you do.
Yep, it just takes 10 minutes to do it.
You could literally say as a druid, I'm staring at the plants and for 10 minutes, and I get that spell point back.
Yep.
I meant to, like, which section of our character sheet should we put that in?
Spells.
It would be well, no, specifically the refocus would be a feat. The refocus itself is a feat, but your focus spells, it's technically an action, yeah. But I'm okay just having it live under feat, because most of the time, you're not going to have 10 minutes of sitting there doing nothing while your enemies slap you with, a sledgehammer.
Yeah.
It's going to happen out of combat. We're going to DM fiat it. We're going to do a lot of DM fiat to just kind of get past. We don't need to refocus. It's been 10 minutes. You're sitting on a cart. You got there. You got your focus point back,
Most of the time, I see people just make it like, yeah, if it's a focus spell, it's like 1 per fight, basically.
Yeah. Basically, the way my fox was built is she got max focus slots as soon as possible because she teleports around a lot. But she pretty much only uses her focus spells for teleportation. The rest of them are auxiliary. They just come from her leveling. Like, I guess I can do this, but I never need to do this. Yeah. Okay, who is next to show off their character to the class? Any takers?
How's your character looking, Carol? Because you
Corbin's shy.
me on it.
I have nothing, honestly.
Aw, that's okay. Once
I'm
again,
slowly building it. Yeah.
we're slowly building everything out. This is fine. Okay.
It's just an action, so I put mine under my refocus under action.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Did anyone have anyone that they would like to bring forward to talk about, to kind of dig into, to see if you want me to review it?
I'm still getting my spells put on there properly.
That's fine.
I guess I was making an Archon character.
Would you like me to take a look at it?
Yeah. The only real issue is I was building a earth and water kineticist. The water part doesn't really make sense anymore, does it?
Goodness, he is so cute.
It's not my artwork. It's not my OC.
Is that Ghosty? Ghosty Dragons?
It's been about to be your OC side.
If that's Ghosty, I know them. They live nearby.
I found it online. I was just like,
That,
yeah, I really
that
like
is
Archon purple.
that is literally, like, where did you find it? Because I swear to God, I know that art style. I swear that's Ghosty. Hun, does that look like Ghosty to you? Like Ghosty's style?
I mean, it does to me, but I haven't known him as long as you have.
Yeah.
Blue Sky.
Blue Sky.
Unfortunately, it's just on my feed. And
I'm
I
just gonna
wish
look
I had
at.
saved it.
I'm going to go to Ghosty and I will find it. Ghosty Dragons. Did you just search for Arkin and whatever came up?
No, it was literally on my feed like months ago. I was just like, oh, Archon with purple, that looks very good. Saved.
Oh, I wish I could just see, like, images. Just going back in Ghosty's feed. I'm gonna see if it is, because it looks like dead on. There it is. Yep. Saw it. There's the exact post.
God, that looks good.
Yep.
I'm gonna need that post so I can actually like save it properly.
It's not the exact same, but it's like, all right.
It's the character.
Yep.
Man.
Your side, PM me so I can just DM it to you. No, this isn't the same one. I'm sure I could go back in. It is a wonderful Arkin.
I just need the actual artist like name so I can change the file name. Thank you.
It's. I found the actual image.
At ghostydragons.bitch.space is certainly a username.
Oh yeah.
That is actually so good.
There's the
Hanging in there, Star. Post this, Star, to let your buddies know you're hanging in there, but could lose it at any moment.
Yo, hold up. Can I use that for my token?
I hope y'all know, like I said, mine's a placeholder. I will draw Swashbuckler at the end, and y'all will not remember how cute she is.
I'm at the very least going to change the colors on mine, if not outright, to make it just draw a completely new one.
Yeah, the plot of the adventure that we wanted to play was like a magical university in the middle of the jungle.
Yeah, it's a magical university in the middle of the jungle.
I wanted to make a primal spellcaster for primal magic.
Yeah.
That's a teacher.
But this is just a general university in a city. If there are regular people here who want to learn, they accept everybody. So, that's how we'll play this. Background, you are a... Well, let's go... go take control of your sheet. Character, charisma at a -1.
I used the stats from Dwarf because I was like... this is the closest thing I could find to an Archon.
That's fine. I will say, yeah, because you have 3 in 3 of your stats. If you are okay taking that -1 penalty, I will say that that's fair. Because you have 3 in 3 of your primary stats. If you're okay taking the -1 in charisma.
Yeah, I'm them. I would even take another -1 to intelligence, but
I will say he's probably a little smarter.
If you think that's fine, then that's fine.
Yeah.
Because I made this like a couple days ago.
Once again, fast and loose.
I went from D&D to this phone call.
Yeah. No, that's understandable.
Was just playing with the creator of the PMD thing.
I know. It seemed like a wonderful bean.
Let me go grab, because somebody in chat was asking for it.
Okay, so you have your various actions here. Which, these are all just straight from... You really don't need to worry about these as much. Shove, leap, long, high jump, things like that. Yeah, like there's... all of these other things here. You don't need to add them. Because they're innate to everybody. You have your nightstick. You have some various weapons. You have your skills set up. A lot of them live off of charisma, so they will take a -1 penalty. Which means it's possible to roll a 0. Your fortitude and your AC look about right.
I was completely done for geneticist stuff, but yeah, it's...
Yeah. And your perception is trained. Cool. Alright. Root worker background. Some ailments can't be cured by herbs alone. You've learned ritual remedies as well, calling on nature spirits to soothe or ward off the evil eye. Doing adventures has given you a company on the road, as well as protection from those who wish to brand you a fake or worse. Got root magic.
I changed what root magic's name was at the bottom because I thought it would be cute. Not cute, cool.
Yeah, you're cute.
Shut up.
No, you started. You're fucking cute. You're fucking cute, side.
No, it's just what I renamed root magic to. The flavor to just that he gives you a little pouch with his feathers in it. Instead of roots.
Yeah. Rules about different movements are here. Basically, yeah, the whole Arcan ancestry. Because of your claws, you have climbing speed of 20 feet. That's good. In addition, your claws are natural weapons you could use to make strikes. When you hit with them, you deal slashing damage equal to 1d6 plus your strength, instead of bludgeoning like a normal unarmed strike. Talons are birds' feet, so technically just use your hands. Yeah, pretty much. You're using the claws on your hands for that.
No, on my feet.
Well, yeah, because you don't have hands. But it is understood.
Yeah, D&D doesn't have, like, free hand as a trait.
Yeah. You have a commanded animal from nature. You order a command to an animal, attempt a nature check against the animal's DC. The GM might adjust based on the animal and, blah, 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 blah. Basically, I flavor however well you roll your number. See how it works. Feathery Superstition comes from root magic of your cultism backgrounds. A fluffy pendant given to others as a lucky charm. The prettier the member, the luckier you get. That's it, right? During the daily preparations, you can assemble a small pouch of bits with herbs, hair, sacred oils, and other ritual ingredients you give to one ally. First time that day, an ally attempts a saving throw against a spell or a haunt, you gain a +1 circumstance bonus to that roll. Bonus increases to +2 if you're an expert in occultism, or +3 if you're legendary. You're epic. Alrighty. Our kineticist with Follow the Expert.
That's just a basic feat. I just have it there to make my life easier.
Yep. Basically, as an expert in being able to move around, you can help others. Yay. So you've got Sustain a Spell, Impulse, and then the Impulse rule set here.
Yeah, that's the part I haven't finished up.
You've got your Refocus, and you've got good old Elemental Blast as being an kineticist. Alright. That works.
Do you want me to get rid of the water part?
I would say it depends on if you're going to do... did you say if you're going to do water or if you're going to keep the flying?
I was just gonna flavor it as a spellcaster, but I can take water weaknesses if you think it makes more sense.
I would say it is up to you at the end of the day. If you want to build that, like, hidden power water fighter, go for it. We'll just fiat your hidden power water.
Yeah, we're gonna have to think about that.
Yep. Is there a link to the PMD homebrew?
I'm trying to find it.
Like a public-facing link?
Yeah, it's in your Discord. The outdated version, there's a link.
There's an outdated version link, but it is in our Discord. Okay.
No, I mean it's in Curtis's Discord, the most up-to-date version.
Oh, there's a specific Discord for it. Okay.
Yeah, no, it's his Discord. He streams.
Oh.
Not often.
You should link it. We should probably give them a shout out. They made this whole damn system. What's their Twitch?
It's Curtis the Snivy. Let me just copy paste that.
Yeah, I'm in the Discord.
God damn it, why is
Just all one word?
Yes, Curtis the Snivy.
Okay.
Yeah.
There they are. 87 followers.
That's the one.
Yeah. Alright, I'm gonna give them a follow. Y'all should too. Here. They made the system that we're gonna be working with here.
It actually is cute.
Yeah. But yeah, their Discord has all the information, so don't go to mine. Go to theirs. And some stuff with work with PF1E Pokemon stuff, so this is pretty cool. Yeah, we're taking a lot of the work that Curtis and their wonderful crew did and doing a step of conversion to try to make it viable in Pathfinder. This is very much a homebrew on a homebrew. But we're seeing if it'll work and trying to see if we can have fun with it. And hopefully it's a system we can kind of run alongside theirs to show that, the work that they're doing isn't just, applicable to D&D, but you can apply it to your own system too.
Hello.
Hello.
So I finished fixing all of the traits in Roll20
Yep.
for my spells, because I didn't have those entered correctly. And then the only other question that I had on my sheet was, do you want me to have or not have the clause as described under...
Go ahead, have the clause.
Okay.
I'm okay with that.
Yes,
Because I don't want you to lose what makes you a Meowth at the end of the day. But I want to make sure there is a little bit of balance. As things go on, I feel like this will be a lot easier for us to sort out. Because I'm still experimenting a lot here, too. As your PM.
Yeah, I had a character I wanted to make. I sort of made it without reading the the
Honestly,
race traits.
honestly, that is how I built Aberdeen. Was like, I want to make an Abra in Pathfinder. And then I did that. And I made Aberdeen. And now Aberdeen is her own woman.
How do I edit the character panel for me in Roll20? Because
Okay.
I have my token, but I don't. I'm still like purple tiles.
At the top, you see where it says bio and info? Like at the very top. Yeah. Then you go there and hit edit. You can actually like do your token and whatnot, and I can do more secret stuff here.
No. For my so where it says Ferris
Oh,
Ignis on the user list.
for your actual Roll20 thing.
Where do I do that?
If
under
you
the
go
gear.
Oh, yeah.
Display name. Right there.
It's always the gear.
Display name, and then where's the picture? How do I graphics? There we go. Found it. Thank you.
Alright. Cool. But, yeah. I just found a link in DeviantArt. I mean, if it's on DeviantArt,
That's where his main art account is.
but yeah, there's a lot going on here, but we're about done with our 5 hours, the 3 hours I wanted to take to kind of review things. Did anyone have anything else that they wanted to bring forward before we wrap things up?
Nothing but the dumbest thing. When I realized I can make flavor text into bonus feats that don't do anything. I'm having a little too much fun and people need to stop me.
Uh-huh.
Oh, nobody gave me... Who gave me power?
Uh-huh.
You gave me power.
Could we look over my character sheet real quick?
Okay. What is your character sheet?
Gudra Druid, name to be determined, might go with Wave.
Okay.
I like Wave.
Alright. So, pretty good stat distribution here. It's pretty even across most points, but you're built into Wiz and a Strength. They are a Druid. AC of 17, max HP of 21. Saves are pretty set up, pretty good. Your perception's set up. And your movement's set up as well as your trained abilities. Ooh, cool. You've got a javelin, a spear, and your fists.
Technically, I still need to actually change the trained on 2 things due to a feat, but we'll get to it.
Yep. Alright, so under your feats, you have Friendly Disposition. You have Proficiency in Persuasion and Deception. Haven't added yet. Powerful Build. You count as one size larger when determining your carrying capacity weight. So, okay. Basically, you're able to carry a lot more than it appears. Slick Skin. You have Fortune on ability checks and saving throws to resist getting grappled and to escape grapples.
I'm guessing that's advantage.
I would say it's advantage, but advantage doesn't exist in Pathfinder in that sense.
Fortune is the exact same thing with a different name.
Is advantage?
Yes.
Okay. I would say in this, then, if it specifically is advantage, I can work with advantage. Other DMs might just give you a flat bonus of like a +5.
No, I mean like in Pathfinder, Fortune is a thing that is literally just advantage with a different name.
Oh, okay.
I think it's like halfling luck.
Yeah, true. Halfling luck. Dazed Look. As a bonus action during your turn, you can assume the dazed appearance to distract nearby foes. Until your next turn, your allies gain Fortune on attack rolls on enemies within 10 feet that can see you. Once you use this trait a number of times equal to your level, you cannot use it again until you finish a long rest. Basically, you can look so out of it that an enemy looks at you and is like, what? And it gives your allies a second chance to smack his head in.
Yep.
That feels very powerful.
I was gonna say, that sounds like just getting Faint for free.
Yeah, that sounds like very free for Faint, yeah.
You might want to tone that down to be the same effects as Faint. Just you can't miss.
Yeah, I might have that toned down a bit, because Fortune... I think Fortune's technically just a Pathfinder 1 mechanic. I don't know if Fortune exists in Pathfinder 2e.
It definitely does.
It does? Okay. Yeah,
Let me find it on Archive of Nethys real quick.
That's fine. If it exists as a Pathfinder 2e mechanic, then it exists as a Pathfinder 2e mechanic. Yeah. I just feel like giving everyone a free reroll on an enemy, having it for as many levels as you have, when we get to level 15, every combat, every enemy is going to have something on them.
Yeah, it's going to be a case of it was proficiency modifier, but
yeah. Proficiency modifier, I have to figure out how proficiency modifier works in D&D. If it is equal to level, or if it's like level divided by 2, round up.
It's more like level divided by 2.
It has a table in D&D, and the table depends...
I want to say that like tops out at 5.
Yeah, there's a base table, and it caps out at 5, and some homebrew, classes get a different table, because it says so.
I'm gonna just go with a basic. Everybody gets 1 for that, and at level 4, every 4 levels, it goes up
How
to 2.
about you make it when they gain an ancestry feat?
That works too. Every time you get an ancestry feat, it ups this. Yeah.
So equal to number of ancestry feats.
Yes. We can work with the specific ruling. Once again, converting.
It would cap at +5 at level 17, I believe, in that case.
Yeah.
Which is perfectly fair.
Equal to number of ancestry feats taken, because this is all technically 1 ancestry feat.
Yeah. The thing about D&D is that you're very front-loaded, unlike Pathfinder, where you're gaining abilities as you go up.
Yep. So we have to make sure that that is still happening, but not happening to the extreme that it is.
Yeah.
Slimy? Oh. Sorry, Slimy Fat?
Yeah, I was just admitting that, yeah, this is part of why I wanted you to look it over, because there's a lot of effects here.
Yeah, true.
Extremely front-loaded.
As a reaction to taking damage, you gain resistance to bludgeoning, piercing, or slashing damage against a triggering attack. Once you use this feature, you cannot use it again until you take a short or long rest. So, when it comes to resistance, does it say how much resistance?
No, I think in D&D it's just half damage.
Yeah.
Okay. So D&D would be half damage. I would say you just fiat resistance into half damage, so that way we know if it comes up organically in play. But it only happens to 1 attack. That's it.
Yep. I was just going to put in parentheses next to resistance, half damage.
Yep.
So
you might want to make it also be scaling resistance up to your level for Pathfinder.
Oh, there's a scaling resistance up to your level. Oh, so you can resist up to your level in damage?
Yeah, that's what I was talking about for Pokemon types, because Energy Scarred already exists, and it's balanced.
True.
So using it as a template.
Yes.
Yeah. So, okay. So basically, resistance, at level 1, you would reduce 1 damage. At level 2, you would reduce 1 damage, because it's your level divided in half? Or is it...
I think it's equal, because
okay.
Reducing by 20 damage at level 20 is not that much.
True, but reducing 1 damage at level 1 is not that much either.
Exactly.
So it stays... Okay. You can reduce damage equal to your level. I will say that's fine. That feels fair. Because it basically makes you a damn near impenetrable tank unless 30 people are attacking you.
This is kind of why I've been spending a couple of weeks trying to convert this thing myself.
Yep.
It's not that easy.
Yeah, there's a lot of niche scenarios we kind of need to account for.
Yeah.
A lot of bits that are like, oh, this is not OP in D&D, but in Pathfinder, this is fucking insane.
Yep. Also, for some reason, my clothes didn't come off. Why did that not work? I don't want to know.
I'm sorry, I'll get to work.
No, not you! I meant the...
Here we go.
Boy,
God
when
damn, Artemis!
uh-huh. God damn, hun. All
Are
right.
you gonna bluff or you gonna actually go do it? Go get to work, Artemis!
No! I run the nudity now. There it goes. Okay. There you go, Senna. You got your nudity. Alright. Go, 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 Art. No! Don't encourage
Go,
them.
Artie, go! Go, Artie, go!
Cat fall, shore step, animal empathy, and shield block all come from your monkedness. Alright, I'm gonna go spell
No,
list.
I'm not a monk.
Oh, not monk. Druid, sorry.
Yeah, no,
Bitch!
Monk and druid living in the same place in my brain because of WoW. I'm sorry.
One thing which I'm still confused on is what is giving me shield block?
What?
What is
I don't
giving you
know.
shield block?
It's
Yeah,
druid.
does it? It does. I didn't see
You're
it
a
say.
druid!
I didn't
Druids
see it.
all get shield block.
Okay, I didn't see that under druid.
It's
Which
on
is
your
why-
level 1. in
There's this thing
Pathfinder.
there's this thing I know not many gamers do it. It's called reading.
Hey, I am reading. It's so that it's not telling me where
Are
it's
you
coming
sure
from.
about that?
Look
And
at
it's a-
Pathbuilder. Let me literally go get you a picture.
Yeah, I'm. It's a case of. It says 3 feet shield block. It doesn't tell me what's giving me that. I can't.
Literally just druid.
It's from being a druid.
It's
Yeah, I
your
know.
fucking class! That's all there is to it!
Yeah, I
There's
know.
nothing explaining it. You literally just get.
It came free with your Xbox.
Yeah, I know. It's a case of I was. I thought that,
Nice, Reggie!
it's a case of I thought that might be it, but I look at druid and look at what it says that it gives me, and it says nothing about it.
That's
Exactly,
like me not, like,
because it's free.
That's like me not deep diving with another character I made. Like, oh, I get this fucking hop action. I wonder what that's from. Let me fucking read.
Let me explain
be-
it in
to
a way
be-
that makes
The
sense.
problem is that it's not mentioned in the description or anything
Yeah,
anywhere.
to
Yeah.
be fair to Reiji, it's not mentioned in the class description on Pathbuilder. That's something you'd have to go on Archives of Nethys to find.
Exactly.
Which, again,
Let me
Yeah, like-
explain it in a way that kind of makes sense. It's like you have proficiency in shields.
You know how to
I don't
use a
also
shield
get that.
properly.
It's just a case of I couldn't figure out what was actually giving me that because
Yeah, no,
it doesn't
just-
mention anything on Pathfinder.
Just assume Pathbuilder is correct always.
Yeah, I assumed it was. But I wanted to double check and figure out where is this from.
That's where you go on Archives of Nethys, which gives you
Yeah.
the info from the books.
Yeah. Anyways, spells.
Alright. Sorry, just responding to a thing. So you've got Rising Tide as a focus spell. Create a wave of water that you ride, banking around obstacles and surfing to higher ground. You move up to 25 feet, raising yourself 5 feet above the ground. Basically, you're using surf.
Yeah.
Well,
Except
many
I'm not
types
doing
of-
yet.
You can avoid many types of difficult terrain this way. You must end your movement on an unoccupied space where you have solid footing. This does not count as a stride, but you measure the distance in a similar way and still triggers reactions caused by your movement. You cannot transport anyone else with you. Surfing Pikachu rides alone. Breath. Take an incredibly deep breath and hold it for the spell's duration. Don't lose your breath when hit, but you do lose all the air you inhaled and cast the spell. The spell doesn't create air. Oh goodness. But basically you can just hold your breath very long. The spell.
Yeah.
Draw moisture. Draw water out of an object, possibly to clean up spills or quickly dry a soaked book or shirt. You can draw up to a pint of water from the object. Select it in a globule in your hand and then put it in a container as part of the spell cast. Prestidigitation. Simple as magic does your bidding. Magic effects. Frostbite. Orb of biting cold coalesces around your target, freezing its body. Takes 2d4 cold damage with a fort save. Gouging claw. Temporary morph your limb into a clawed appendage. Goodra. Okay. Not 100% sure what's clawed on a Goodra, but I'm sure it could goo a claw out.
I mean, it's druid
Wasn't it
magic.
Dragon
It's
Claw?
druid magic, yeah. The Dragon Claw. Yeah, wait a minute. I think it's got Dragon Claw, so this is basically
TM.
Dragon Claw. Yeah.
By TM. Not by level up, but yeah. That's what I was thinking when I chose that one.
Yeah.
Actually, in that case, Archon does get Water Tail.
Yeah, then you do have a lot more water ability than you do.
I think it gets Waterfall as well.
Tailwind and Heal. Wind at a bear pushes you to the horizon, gain a +10 status bonus to your speed, i.e. you go 10 faster by using a spell slot, or 10 movements faster, and you've got a heal spell. As your injury to heal a living creature, 1d8. Target is undead. That is damage. Spell is of touch range. Use your spell slot to heal people. Neat.
Yeah, those two I'm a bit less certain on, but...
Yep. And just make sure that everything else is set up properly. You're trained in your spell attack, and you're trained in your spell DC. Perfect. Got your spell slot set up on the left here. Perfect. Alright. Pretty good.
I am finally back.
Alright. Did anyone else have anything they'd like to show off before we kind of figure things out and figure out who of you will be coming with us to the education, or if we're gonna try and pull 10 people into this and be crazy? Because that means I have to make a lot more enemies for y'all to have to deal with.
Wait a second.
We could split the party.
Wait, if there's 10 of us, this is just like a Fire Emblem game. You have 10 units, Smile.
I mean, either
Get out! Ours, get out!
No, I'm not getting out. Abby?
I'm gonna shake you
It
later.
might be easier to split it into 2 groups of 5 as well.
Okay. Also, Abby,
Yep.
to complete the Fire Emblem joke, play Fire Emblem music. I'm kidding, please don't.
I don't have any Fire Emblem Genesis
I
music.
have a gun, Ours. Do not test
It's
me.
not
man.
It's not Jess.
I have a gun too.
Fire
No,
Emblem
but,
has
like-
variable numbers of units. What is you talking about? Every game has different numbers of units. It changes per map.
Wow.
Anyways,
Yeah. I don't know. I think you all did very well with building your characters, and we, hashed out a lot of the issues that came between the systems. I think overall, good progress today. We could probably run through the one shot either in a chaotic group of 10 or 2 groups of 5. Just
chaos
up to-
is fun.
Listen, you have me and Mizu here. There's gonna be chaos incarnate on the couch,
for sure,
regardless.
sure.
It's me and Mizu.
For sure. But, we got to see where it is. But I think this was fun. This was an interesting little experiment. And we'll see how well it actually plays. Since next week, we're going to have to see what the timings are and everything and how it all goes. But, yeah. We'll see if... we'll do a couple votes in here and be like, hey, do you want to all play together or do 2 groups of 5? Hey, are you able to do next Sunday, or do we need to do this at a separate time? Things like that.
Since we're not doing the Kobold campaign, it could probably go on a Saturday.
It could be on the Saturday too, depending on how free that is for people.
Funny you should mention Saturdays, guys.
You've got something on Saturdays.
I stream on Saturdays.
Yeah.
I have work as well as a session Saturdays.
All the more reason to make 2 groups then.
Then I guess we'll see if we want to split into a Saturday and a Sunday group. And that way we can knock them both out over the weekend, so that way we don't have to worry about the people having this weird, well, I did this thing this day, I don't want to watch this one. We'll just knock them out, both 3 hours, bang, 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 done, done, done.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. That was fun.
I'll probably want to go with the Sunday group since I'm...
Yeah.
We'll figure it out.
We will figure it out.
Yeah.
But I think that's a good time for us to pack it in, unless anyone else wants to, submit their character to the class.
If you would like to double check what I did with my spell stuff, that would be great.
Sure.
Every time you say double check something to the class, I automatically go to this one scene that keeps on replaying in my head, where Sheen shows Ultra Lord.
Go ahead. Doubtful you went so country there for a minute. My head.
I am so sorry.
Do you
Nothing to apologize for.
Do you not have focus spells as a cleric?
No,
No, they're there.
They've got them.
They're in different orders. Never mind.
Yep. But it looks about right. I don't see any issues.
Just making sure. Also, I have proficiency in everything Teehee.
Do you still have that without? Oh wait, no. Yeah.
Except for deception.
No, all of that came. Yeah, all of that came from Oracle. A bunch of the stuff came from Oracle, and then I apparently have proficiency in all of my spells because they're all divine.
Nice.
Which was the point, but like also all of my spells are divine. Teehee.
As Arceus himself intended.
Alright.
Yep.
I need to actually friendly disposition and actually. What would perception and deception? Okay, deception is an actual thing, so I can't just do train there. Perception, however, is not.
Perception is an actual thing. It's at the bottom right.
Persuasion.
Oh, persuasion? Diplomacy.
Yeah, persuasion would be diplomacy.
That's what I figured, but I wanted to check.
No, that's understandable.
What is social?
Social?
Society.
Society is how well you know society standards, how, things like that work. So having a good society check means that you're classy. You know what you're doing in social situations. Somebody can be a good talker, but has the classiness of a rock. Somebody can be very classy, but also a pig.
Yes, I have a proficiency, so trained in deception and diplomacy with my charisma of 0.
Hey, that just still gives you a bonus.
It does still give you a bonus.
It gets me 3, which is still pretty good.
I was gonna say, Reggie, if you go into Path Builder and make your character level 20 for 1 second, all your proficiency scale. So it's not like D&D where it's garbage.
Yeah, no,
it's really good.
It is actually legitimately good. It's just funny to me to have both of those trained while having a 0 in the stat.
Oh yeah.
That's what training is. You're becoming better than what you would be just genetically.
Yep. Okay.
I'm so ready to yell about our Lord and Savior Arceus.
Oh, good.
I am the speed at which my character is gonna be like, and I'm gone.
You're just zooping
That's
around.
Okay. Try it. Try it. I dare you.
Hey, where has
gun in your face?
guys? Have you guys seen
do
Thubin? I can't find Thubin.
What?
Thubin has wandered off again. Where did he go?
Oh Jesus Christ!
What do you mean?
What do you mean?
No, Thubin is a wanderer.
Oh,
he
he's
has
a wanderer.
wanderlust.
The type to just wander off aimlessly. Aimlessly to us, anyways.
I put a token-shaped token in the thing if you want to delete that one and just pull it out again.
Alright. Yeah, no, unfortunately, your token won't update. You have to token-base. You have to
you're
token
gonna
shape your
delete the
token.
Darwin of mine too.
Okay, cool. Well, I think this is... Unless anyone has anything else that they would like to do, I keep saying it over and over again, but I want to make sure. If anyone has...
What? Carbon.
What?
Carol, did you want to show off what you have, or are you still not built it yet?
Because you've been asking questions in my DMs.
Meh.
This is the place to do it. It's not in my DMs.
Meh.
Picks up
Corbin
the
on the
Corbin.
spot like that.
Holds up.
I don't have a class yet. Man.
All right, if I'm good, then thank you for the spot check. I gotta go.
There's no need to look
Yeah,
at
I also gotta go.
It is
Food is
5,
calling
so
me.
you guys do your thing. Have a good
I
one.
don't got shit to do.
We're gonna go find a lovely target to give a raid on.
Hey, Sunny's streaming right now.
Thank you.
Yeah, they're drawing
Bye.
Pokemon by memory too. So let's go give Sunny XD a lovely
Let's
raid.
go give the bye-bye some love.
Yeah, that'll be it for us. Thank y'all for coming out and watching and being part of this.
Thank you for listening to all of our antics for like the past 3 hours.
Yep. We should be live tomorrow on Artie's stream, depending on some things. I know I have to do work after hours. We'll see how long that takes, but it shouldn't be super long. We'll see, because it's one of those like variable things. We'll just kind of play it by ear. The worst case scenario, yeah, we'll be live on Artie's channel. Go check out the other wonderful streamers that are here, like Side Effect, like my daughter.
I know.
And
I'm not that great.
shush.
Side, I'm going to smack you. I swear. Okay, come here now.
Side,
That's
come
it.
here.
I've had enough. Come here.
Side, come here.
Go
Come
give
here.
ours some love too. Give that dragon some love. But that'll be it for us.
Oh, don't worry. Ours is gonna be getting plenty of love with stuff I have planned.
Thank
luck
you all
getting
for coming
my
out and
AC.
watching. It is always awesome
Bye.
streaming for you all. And we'll see you guys next time. Oh, bye, friends.
Bye.
You folks take care.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Side, I'm gonna bully you in DMs.
Side, I'm actually gonna kick your butt.
None of you are going to be able to hit my AC. You're all casters.
Oh, yeah.
I have
no,
a
gun.
gun. I cast one.
Right, no, actually,
I
never
cast
mind.
one.
I'm the
Hey,
caster.
I have a
No,
double
wait,
strike.
Sunny's about to raid somebody.
Oh no, shit!
We're raiding them.
I don't know anybody else.
It's too late.
No,
The
we
raid
commit,
went.
We commit.
Aw.
We commit and make this funny.